What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic, the last Hot Mic of 2025 here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Insider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, brother?
Hello, Johnny boy, and Happy New Year, folks.
Happy almost New Year. Yes, 100%. We're, a day and a half away from it all going down, Jeff. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day, which is why we're going live tonight, because normally we would go live on a Thursday, but we are going live tonight on a Tuesday night. Those of you who usually plan on Spill the Tequila, that would be tomorrow night, me and Winston A. Marshall tomorrow night at 4 p.m. PT. But tonight, it is the Hot Mic, and Jeff sporting some awesome new merchandise there, Jeff. What's that all about? Where'd you get that at?
Well, the merchandise is coming, John. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're cooking up a limited edition order. We'll get the pre-sales going. It's coming.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are going to get to wear our hats, or our logo rather, in 2026, either in hat or shirt form or sweatshirt form.
You may make friends. You may be at getting a pizza and you're wearing this hat, and then someone's like, "You watch the Hot Mic too?" And now you've got a new friend. You may have a new friendship for life.
For life. It's very, very possible. For sure. All right, we got so much to get into here on the show. We're also going to talk about the Jordan Peele situation and how much of that is true, how much of that is bullshit. We're going to talk about some Ocean's 14 news. We'll get in some Kosinski news, Black Panther news, all things Simu, who seems to have taken over a little bit of the news cycle over the last few days. We're also going to jump into some Heat 2 news, some trailer stuff, and the big thing, get into our most anticipated movies of 2026 draft. This is a draft. So it's not Jeff and I compiling our lists and battling it out. It's more a matter of us fighting over what movie we want to put where on our lists, and we will get them. No one else can. So if Jeff picks the Odyssey, I can't have the Odyssey. That's how it's going to work. So there's going to be a lot of battles tonight for sure. But also remember, Streamlabs Super Chats are open. Send in love, send in support. If we hit 50 Super Chats of $5 or more, I've got a DC and a Marvel scoop to drop for you mofos. So let's get to 50 Super Chats of $5 or more as we end 2025 on a high note here on
John,
the Hot Mic.
you do sound far away. Everyone's is saying your mic is off, bro.
Okay, so that's what I was concerned about. Hold on a second. How does that sound? Is that better?
Way better, bro.
There we go. Okay, I'm not going to repeat myself, but you guys heard me. You know what I said. So as long as you heard me, 50 Super Chats, $5 or more, you'll get a DC and a Marvel scoop if we hit that number by the end of the show. So send them in now. Jeff, before we get into big news, let's get into some smaller stuff. Ocean's 14 is apparently happening. Scouting is currently underway. According to George Clooney there in Variety, he said the next Oceans will take inspiration from the 1979 movie Going in Style, which I personally own on a DVD, a highly amusing 70s comedy directed by Martin Brest, with George Burns, Art Carney, and the great Lee Strasberg, who is also in Godfather Part 2. The film followed a pair of aging bank robbers coming to terms with getting older. There's something about the idea that we're too old to do what we used to do, said Clooney, but we're still smart enough to get away with something that just appeals to me. He also confirmed that he will reunite with Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia, and Don Cheadle. And of course, there's been a rumor floating around, Jeff, that David Leitch would take the reins because Soderbergh basically said, been there, done that, and he's not coming back. So your thoughts on Clooney's comments here as he's promoting Jay Kelly during the awards season? Do you buy all this? Does this all make sense? And do you like the fact that he's doing a Going in Style type of callback? Who the hell's going to get that under the age of 50? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about hyping it up as a Going in Style type of movie, because you're right. That's lost on the generation that you're trying to basically sell this to. Yeah. I'm all for another Ocean's movie because I really like this crew together. And I do think that there, could be more juice in the well, but I think you kind of have to choose between this and the prequel. I don't see how we're getting both. I don't need two Ocean's movies. So I think, I don't know. I feel like Warner Brothers is going to have to make a decision on that, because two Ocean's movies only hurts, I think, both of them.
Yeah. I mean, when was Ocean's 13? Like back in 2009, 2010, 2012, something like that? It's been a while.
I just don't know who's clamoring for like a prequel to this story, about his parents.
Do these feel like theatrical releases, both of them? Like, I feel like
Ocean's 11, Ocean's 14. I mean, they both do.
With
you have
Margot
and Bradley Cooper. It's hard not to call this a theatrical release. And obviously Ocean's 14 would be.
Yeah.
You know, if it's some sort of like goodbye type of thing, maybe if you introduce some kids, you know,
Yeah.
it's like the next generation of Ocean's thieves or something. You give Danny Ocean a long lost daughter. I don't know. But you would have to do some sort of like passing of the torch, I think, to make this like relevant.
Does it feel to you like David Leitch is the odds-on choice? Like this is going to be the choice eventually? Like the fact that they're already doing location scouting, do you do that without a director, Jeff? It seems like
he is. I mean, I reported that he got this job. I haven't heard anybody else doing it.
Okay.
They just had to wait for him to rob that How to Rob a Bank movie. He's attached to a zillion things.
Right.
So it's like who knows, and it's tough enough like lining up all these schedules, right? With Pitt and Damon, these guys are still, as you'll see when we do our draft, these guys are still the stars of the biggest movies coming out, right? They've been that way for 20 years. So yeah, schedules are going to be tricky, but I'd rather get Ocean's 14 than a prequel. Do
you think it'll be a trimmed down Ocean's crew, or do you think they're going to bring Scott Conn and Casey Affleck and somebody to replace Bernie? Are Gould still alive, or do you think they're going to pair this one a little bit and maybe bring in the Ocean's 8 ladies to be a part of this?
I don't think you need the Ocean's 8.
No,
like we should just, maybe you have one or two of them, but like you don't need all 8 of them to fill out the 14. I just that movie was so blah. I would try to not like, you don't want to bring that up. I feel like
really.
Yeah, I would move on from it if you could avoid it.
Didn't that movie make money? I thought it made money. Did it not make money?
It made money, or I mean, I'm sure it did okay, over 200 million or something.
Yeah, 300 million on a $70 million budget. That's pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah, but I just don't know that it meshed. Like you have to have a reason for it to mesh. I think people kind of just want to see the guys. I don't know. Who was clamoring for a return to the Ocean's 8 cast? I mean,
but it's not. I mean, if you're going to bring the ladies you're going to bring in, that's kind of, these are the ones you want to bring in. Sandra Bullock and Kate Blanchett. Probably Anne Hathaway as well.
You don't need Anne Hathaway, all these other people.
I agree. Like Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett. Yeah. I agree. You don't need Awkwafina. You don't need Brianna or Helena Bonham Carter. I agree with that 100%.
They show up for a scene.
Yeah. Like a little cameo or whatever.
Really all you need.
Right, exactly. So we'll see how that goes down. But the fact that already location scouting and he's confirming all these big names coming back, we're full. This one feels much more of a go. Do you think the prequel one drops off eventually, or do you think getting Bradley Cooper in has pretty much made this thing a go no matter what?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Bradley Cooper would be a great villain in a Ocean's movie.
Yeah. That's true.
Or just have like open the movie with like a flashback scene to the parents. Like
I guess you could do that.
Be like a little prologue, like a fun star-studded prologue.
Yeah.
Almost how like Dwayne Johnson's and the other guys, right? For a second.
Oh yeah. You know?
Yeah,
him in the
like I just don't need 2 of these movies.
We'll see what happens. And they're shooting at the same time, so maybe there's a crossing over of the streams. Before we move on, Fred said, hey, Rocha, I'd rather send Streamlab for $5 because it take less from my donation. Absolutely. Any stream, I should have clarified that. Streamlab or Super Chats, 50 of them at $5 each, you'll get the scoop. So definitely, Fred, send away as you see fit. All right, let's move on to this other thing, Jeff, that dropped today as well. I want to get your thoughts on this. Joseph Kosinski has a UFO movie coming. We know he has the Miami Vice thing coming. He's talked about how much he wants Michael Mann to be a part of it and all of that. But he was talking about his UFO film, which is centered on government whistleblowers. And he gave a very curious answer when he was asked about the still untitled film that falls under the sci-fi genre. Kosinski pushed back on the label. He said the story is less about speculative fantasy and more about realities. So it's not science fiction, it's science fact. And he said, we're working with 2 people who are at the very center of the topic, conversations that are fascinating, exciting project. And of course, he's got David Grush, who's the UFO whistleblower, quote unquote, from the United States Air Force. So it's curious that he's calling it science fact, not science fiction, but all this stuff is not really fact yet, Jeff. It's a lot of speculation, a lot of possible whistleblowing.
But I think that what he's getting at is it's probably more like an All the President's Men type of movie. It's about the Pentagon and the players. It's not about like, making having a conversation with an alien necessarily.
Right.
So I understand, I think, what he's getting at there.
Yeah. It's an interesting comment, though, because I agree with you. It just seems like that's what he's preparing people for. But I do think, like, for All the President's Men, that actually happened. Like, that actually happened. Do we know that this?
Well,
actually
there's a documentary, The Age of Disclosure, out right now. Like, that's a documentary. Like, these people are claiming these things happened.
They're claiming
who had real positions.
Right.
So if you just dramatize that.
Some of it's being shot down, though. So how much of it is really fact or fiction? So
I don't pay any attention to it. I mean, I think that these people are all kind of nutters, but I'm also open to the idea that we're not alone on this planet. And I do think there are things that are unexplainable. And yeah. I mean, I'm not going to dismiss it outright. I just don't put a lot of faith.
Well, I think it's a good way to promote it, isn't it? Because he knows, as you said, the UFO people, UAP people, Christian Harloff is a part of that crew, a nice Peter as well. Like, they have their beliefs in this whole thing. So he's got to play to that. So calling it science fact over science fiction, I think, is a good way to promote the movie as well. And let that fan base know we're going to do the right thing here by this story. So I think it's smart promotion left and right. But how amazing Kosinski now, he's at this point, right, Jeff? I mean, this guy's now on a heater, right? I mean, he started out a little bit of mixed results. Now, these last two movies, and if he gets this thing right, he and Miami Vice, Jeff, this guy could be in the top echelon of directors now that people go to for any number of things.
I think he already is. I mean, you just look at the budgets that these studios are giving him, whether it's Paramount on Top Gun or Apple and F1, and I'm sure Miami Vice isn't coming cheap.
Right.
It probably has a budget of at least 150. How many people get a budget level like that consistently?
Good question.
I do think he's probably in the top 10 or 15 directors when you're looking to make a blockbuster, that he's absolutely on that list.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Well, let's move on to your story, Jeff. You broke this today. Damon Lindelof, The Chain. You're told that The Chain has officially landed at HBO. This is Adrian McKinty's best-selling novel. And they are in talks with that guy you see there on the screen, executive producer, showrunner Damon Lindelof, to tackle the series adaptation. This is you called it a riveting read and a nail-biting page-turner. And this is basically, it follows every parent's worst nightmare when a little girl is kidnapped by a mysterious organization known as The Chain. Her mother is forced to kidnap a different child if she wants to see her daughter again. Of course, she must choose parents who will follow in her footsteps and continue participating in the so-called quote-unquote chain by kidnapping the next child. If she makes a bad choice, the consequences could be severe. This is a great story, Jeff. I love that Lindelof is being attached to this. What are your thoughts on all this as you broke the story on theinsnider.com?
I mean, this is a project I've been following since even before I think the book was published, because I probably got an early copy.
Wow.
I love the book. I mean, I love the premise of the book, right? It's just such a juicy premise. And I guess I saw reports that other TV shows have done things like this, for an episode or whatever. But I think the reason that, this was going to be a movie for a while, right? It was going to be Edgar Wright at Universal.
Right.
And then both Emily Blunt and Emma Stone were circling different incarnations of this at various points.
That's Sony.
But they couldn't get it off the ground as a movie. And I think it does work better as a TV show.
Right.
It allows you to just make more of the painstaking tension behind that decision.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be much more successful episodic. And Damon Lindelof is one of the great TV minds out there who I think could do the story a lot of justice. He doesn't shy away from, some dark stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's the kind of showrunner who could attract an A-list name as well. Because that's really important is who you get for the lead in this, the main mother. I like Lindelof's stuff. He's not for everybody, but I think it's smart of HBO to keep him in-house with a big best-selling novel like this.
Is he essentially setting up camp there? I mean, he's got a feature. He's working with Chris Mundy on Lanterns, and now this, and of course Watchmen before. So is he essentially setting up a mini Lindelof house in HBO without it being official?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Why would you work anywhere else? If you could work at HBO your whole career, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Netflix may have more eyeballs, but HBO is a mark of prestige that I'm
Yeah.
not sure that anybody else really offers. So yeah, if HBO is going to finance your stuff, why would you ever leave?
Well, in one of the blurbs in your story on this, Jeff, you said Media Res, which is who's involved in this production, has thrived on the small screen between the morning show and Pachinko on Apple TV and Scenes from Marriage on HBO. So was Apple in play for this at all, or was it always just kind of an HBO approach? Were there any other streaming services or any other studios that were maybe interested?
I do think that I imagine it was competitive because, I mean, like Deadline did the story that they were going to shop this last May.
Yes. Right.
So maybe it took a while to land, or maybe it landed quickly, but no one ever reported on it for whatever reason. Maybe they wanted to wait until it was packaged with a showrunner or a piece of talent. I can't say whether Apple was involved in the bidding. I actually think it's a little too dark for Apple.
Okay.
This is not typically the kind of stuff that they greenlight.
Right.
And Ellenberg used to be the head of drama at HBO, so it makes sense that he would shop it there because he knows those people.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. How old is the mother supposed to be? Like, do you have, like you said, you've read it, you really like it, like you've been following this story. Has there been an actress in your mind or a couple actresses in your mind as you've been following this story, thinking like casually while you're driving or whatever, like who would be the right role or the right fit for something like this? For the lead?
So I read it, 6 or 7 years ago, right?
Okay.
And I think around that point, and listen, she may have a little bit of heat next month. Someone like Rachel McAdams is who I was thinking.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, and she did True Detective. So she has a little history with HBO.
Right.
You have to have a little girl who could be kidnapped age, right? So you can't. You have to be able to have like a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid. So I think that makes you like 35, maybe 40 tops.
Right.
So she may be a little too old. I hate saying that, but I think she would actually be really good.
Yeah, I mean, she's certainly in the mom phase of her career now with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She played the mom in that. She is 47, so you're right, she's almost 50, but like
she'd have a teenager.
She'd have a teenager. Right. I mean, Garner would be interesting too, but she's kind of in that same pocket.
I actually like what Dixon Sider saying Amanda Seyfried. I did think of her before I answered.
Yeah, Amanda would be interesting.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. It's a role that a lot of people would fight for. I imagine. I think it's a juicy one. So
it's an interesting story too, Jeff. At a time now where people are talking about the idea of children and being trafficked and snatched and all this kind of stuff. We just had that Peacock show that was based on the British show about a child being taken when it's being sent on a play date and the child disappears and they start to blame the parents. How would you do this? So it is something that is very prevalent in our pop culture sphere now, this idea of children being taken and protecting children. So it's an interesting story that could actually be
the great moral twist in this is that you have to take a kid too.
It's like The Ring. You've got to show it to someone else in order to save it.
You can't just grab any kid who walks across your yard. You have to grab a kid whose family is going to participate as well and grab a kid of their own.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, everything goes back up the chain. It's a brutal novel and a lot of fun. And I think in Lindelof's hands, it could be great.
It's the worst kind of pyramid scheme ever made, ever created. All right. Let's move on to now that we've got almost 500 people joining us, Jeff. Let's get into the big story here. Jordan Peele. A lot of rumors here. Yesterday, reports came in that Marvel was circling Jordan Peele to direct an MCU movie. I think Daniel Piquet reported this. I'm not sure. Not only that, but further reporting said that it was Peele himself who approached Marvel. And the extra bit here is that Peele's own Monkeypaw Productions retweeted this Cosmic Marvel. It is Daniel Piquet with the eyes like they were interested. But then today they tweeted this out: when the internet thinks you are making a Blade reboot because you said with the eyes emoji as well. Basically making fun of the story and fucking with people in this week between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of people speculated he'd be great for Blade. We've talked about it. I think I certainly want to see that happen. People talk Midnight Suns, but Jeff, is there any truth to this? Was this Monkeypaw fucking with people? Was the deal here?
I mean, I don't think they intended to fuck with people. I think people are just stupid.
Wow. Okay.
People just love to read into shit that isn't there. They love to make a leap, right, from point A to point C.
Oh, sure. People want to get excited. There's not much going on in the week between Christmas and New Year's.
That's fine. And that's what I said in my little thing today in the newsletter before Monkeypaw came out and clarified. I mean, this was just like basically whoever runs the Monkeypaw account, like, having a laugh or whatever, being like, knowing that they're not doing anything with Marvel. And so when you see the report, he made direct, I was like, oh, really? I am? Okay. It's not, holy shit, you need to look at this because this is how we intended it for it to come out all along. Like, it's a fucking emoji. Wait for an actual reporter to say something. A reporter whose face who you've watched grow over the years. It's really just something. And listen, Daniel didn't say anything wrong because he said, Marvel would love to have Jordan Peele direct a movie. Right. They would. They did have a meeting. It was like a year ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's nothing new going on. No new meeting. This is just vapor that came out of thin air. And I reported on that meeting a long time ago.
You did, yeah.
To discuss X-Men.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't to discuss Blade. And so, yeah, I just think it's funny the way that the internet just runs with things. I don't even know like how Marvel could be upset or how Monkeypaw could be upset because it's the internet's own fault. Like they're just like, they want to be played.
Yeah, but I see your point, but also you're a public company. If you're going to post an emoji like that, people are going to react. You're asking for a reaction. Okay. You're asking for a reaction.
And they got it. He was trending on social media. He didn't do anything yesterday that was worth trending, but somehow he's trending. That's, I guess, smart. I mean, should we give this person a raise, like whoever it was?
I don't know. Everything is different nowadays, Jeff. It seems to have changed overnight. Let's leak trailers from Marvel, and Marvel's not going to come after you. Let's post emojis and
conversation later. But
yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying. I just feel like this is the thing nowadays. It's just kind of like all bets are off. All bets are off for sure.
Well, I can bet you this: no one's going to announce Jordan Peele is directing a Marvel movie using an emoji on December 30th.
That's true.
Or 29th. Like, speculate away. But I don't know. Maybe wait for something a little bit more official than an emoji to run wild with your fan theories.
But I think it also works because Peele doesn't have anything coming up.
He does. He's working on a fucking movie. He's been working on it for a while, and maybe he ripped it up at one point, just like Tarantino did, and was like, I don't like this idea. I got to pivot and do something else.
Yeah.
But, like, there is a new Jordan Peele movie, an original Jordan Peele movie. Like he said all along, he wants to make original movies.
Yeah.
And it could be out by late 2027.
Is it the Universal movie? Because that's supposedly pulled off the schedule. So is that the one that's happening? Or is this
schedule? Because there's no point in dating something that, you don't know when the script is done. You don't know when you're going to start shooting. So why are we having these scenes? Why do we have it like hovering over this guy's head? Like, hey, here's the due date for something that shouldn't have a due date yet. So they took that off the calendar. I wouldn't be surprised if it went back on for late 2027.
Right.
It's obviously still very early. He could have finished the script over the holidays, just right now.
That's true.
And get started by filming by the summer and have something out next year. I think the whole thing is like a little much. That like we demand a new Jordan Peele movie every year, every 2 years. That's not how it works.
Okay, well, there you go. You got it from the horse's mouth there. It is all bullshit, and he's still working on an original film. He is not going to be directing an MCU film.
No.
As far as Jeff knows. Yeah,
not happening.
All right, not happening. This one is of course, and he'll tell you at theendsnyder.com if you subscribe to his newsletter there.
You should.
Let's move on to this story, Jeff. Stephen Graham. This broke a few days ago. We got to talk about it. Stephen Graham is up for the Robert De Niro role in Heat 2, of course, coming off of Adolescence and 1,000 Blows. I highly recommend that series. No one seems to have watched the series, and it was damn good. He's reportedly been offered the role of Neil McCauley in Michael Mann's upcoming Heat follow. This is according to Nexus Point News, who broke the story. And they indicate that he's in the line from the select group of actors to be offered the part. He would play the younger version of De Niro's character. Of course, we've seen him play a De Niro role in the fact that he played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, and De Niro played Al Capone in Untouchables. But I don't know how much it looks like De Niro, man. So do you think this is all a little bit like, well, we're thinking about it, maybe we'll see, or do you think there's a lot of meat on this bone? What's your feeling?
I mean, I can see it. I actually can see it. I don't know that it makes much sense to me with the ages and everything. But I can see it.
Because he's the same age he was when De Niro made the first Heat movie. So if this is supposed to be a prequel,
yeah, he definitely doesn't look like a young De Niro. He looks like if De Niro had survived the shootout at the end of Heat, and then he could go on playing him. Right. I just, here's the thing. Listen, Nexus could be right about this, because I can see him as Macaulay, quite frankly. But I just don't know that anybody has a handle on these roles yet. I don't think even Leo in the Deadline article didn't know what fucking role he's playing.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know what would have happened to Adam Driver to make him fall out of this. I mean, unless Amazon really is like pinching pennies and they're just like, we're not going to give you the cast that you want.
Right.
I mean, it did seem like a very expensive cast that he was putting together for what is Heat, ultimately going to be Heat 2. Yeah, I just I could see him more as like the bad guy than I could as Neil, but he's a great actor. I do love him.
Yeah, he's a damn good actor. I mean, but when you look at I don't know if I'm going to get it up in time, but like if you look at them compared to what they look like, I don't know that I see it necessarily. I mean, maybe he's his nephew. I could see that, but he doesn't look like we know what a young Robert De Niro looks like. We know what, that I mean, yeah.
I can see it. No. I definitely can see him playing.
Okay.
Neil, but like, just like how much younger is it? Like, 42-year-old Neil, like 10 years before the events of Heat, which is maybe what it ultimately is. Like, that's a struggle. So that's why I'm just saying, I don't know that everyone has a handle on the roles. It's like I always, like I reported that I'd heard Leo was going to be Vincent and that Bale was going to be Chris, where it's Deadline for initially reported DiCaprio was going to be Chris. Nexus gets they must be getting their stuff out of a grid. That's no.
You think so?
To them, but I'm just like wondering who is actually picking up the phone or texting Nexus, like actual casting things. I just think that they're getting their hands on some sort of weekly document that's coming out of an agency or whatever. And I'm not even sure that the agents have a handle on who is actually up for what. But I don't know. It's hard to say that without, I don't want to cast aspersions on Nexus without knowing their sourcing. But
that's the thing when I look at this, Jeff.
I get on
it seems like we don't know. It seems like a lot of moving parts, a lot of speculation, but nothing feels quite right 100% with all the names we've heard. Where are they going to fit? What is the story that's being told out of the book? How much of the book are they using? How much of the book are they not using? The prequel, the sequel, all this kind of stuff. So there's all this speculation in the air. Nothing seems pretty solid.
Name passes the smell test, though, because he's super hot.
Sure.
Right now.
Sure.
I mean, you haven't heard him like up for like a comic book movie or something like that. This is I think the next sort of hottest thing. And he's like a legit like tough guy. Like I buy him as an actual tough guy. And Michael Mann loves actual tough guys.
Yeah. Coming out of Liverpool, he is a tough guy. He's a big Liverpool fan. That's how I know Stephen Graham as well. And he's in the pipeline, obviously, with Scorsese and The Irishman, having worked with Pacino and De Niro. So the guy can hold his own in terms of representing those guys.
He's never been hotter after adolescence. That's the thing.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. Do you know anything more on the Heat 2, or shall we move on from that? Anything you've heard in the wind? No? All right. All right, let's get into this, Jeff. It's time to get into all things Simu. Star of the new series, The Copenhagen Test, which is #1 on Peacock right now. It debuted, I think, the other night after the football game. Great football game, by the way, that happened the other night. He is in the news because he's been talking about a lot of things during the press tour. He's been talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s Downeyland on the set of Avengers Doomsday. He's also talking about what roles what directors he'd like to see come and do Shang-Chi 2. He mentioned Chloe Zhao. He mentioned quite three really specific directors that he wanted to see be a part of this. He's also speaking about Asian representation not being strong right now. And Jeff, we've got this news that there's the new director for the Sleeping Dogs adaptation for the video game, the live action adaptation they're doing, and it's Timothee, who you have been championing for quite some time. So, what are your thoughts on all things Simu? Where do you want to start? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm not watching. I don't watch his show. The Cope. I mean, it's
because Melissa's in it. You're not going to watch anything Melissa's in.
It has nothing to do with her. It just looks like a sort of low rent Peacock spy series.
Yeah, it's not getting the best reviews. That's for sure. It ain't the Jackal.
It has nothing to do with Melissa Barrera being in it.
Okay.
Just doesn't look good. I think that Sleeping Dogs is a good bet if that movie actually gets off the ground. I don't know who's like making it. I don't know who's financing it.
Right.
Timo is a solid action director, and I think that this is the kind of stuff that Simu needs to focus on. Like create your own franchises, man. Like you're lamenting, oh well, I'm not up for James Bond. I'm not up for for Jason Bourne. Like I'm not allowed to, be those characters. Like good, you don't. Why would you want to be those characters? Go create your own fucking iconic character. Your own. Take piece of IP like the what's the fucking thing? Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
And make that cool, right?
Yeah. Right.
I think that's how you're gonna win.
Okay. Yeah, Sleeping Dogs was a gorgeous crime thriller riffing on GTA, this time set in Hong Kong, which released to boatloads of praise, but not a lot of sales. So that's kind of been the issue for a sequel for that game, but the people who love it really love it. And as you said, he is championing this thing. He's using whatever star power he may have to try to make this happen. Getting Timo to be the director, I think, is a really good step forward to see what you can create together. But I do think this speaks to something that he was referring to here, Jeff, when he's talking about Asian representation, how it's gone down. Speaking roles for Asian actors have fallen 18% in 2023 from 18% in 2023 to 13% in 2024, while white characters rose from 55.7% to 63.6%. He's talking about all this because he thinks it's a cognitive dissonance. He says when any industry experience these moments of recession, decision makers default back to what they know, what they feel is less risky. Most of the key decision makers in Hollywood are still white. That's just the reality on this. And Warner Brothers, he went after saying that Warner Brothers hasn't greenlit a sequel to Crazy Rich Asians who made a shit ton of money. Sony putting K-pop Demon Hunters only on streaming and not in theaters because they didn't have faith. They probably didn't have faith in it going out in the theater. So he's just saying these decision makers are out of touch about this whole situation. And I don't think he's necessarily wrong. I think you can make a legitimate case that representation has gone down a bit, and he's just speaking for his people. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, those are fair questions. Like, where is the Crazy Rich Asian sequel? Why didn't Sony believe in K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah.
Those are totally legit. I just think when you're bringing in numbers and going, oh, it went from 18% to 13%. Okay, well, is it just about cramming Asian actors into speaking roles where you're just like, why is this like group of all white friends? They have like one token Asian friend. Like, is that better to boost the numbers? Get quality parts. Like where's the Farewell, Past Lives? This year, Past Lives becomes Materialist, starring 3 white people.
Right.
So it's like it's more complicated as it always is than Simu and folks suggest.
But you say that, but you're not in the
China, John. Right?
Sorry, go ahead. So
Hollywood movies have not been getting into China the last few years. Right?
Yeah, true.
And now they're going to start to China's like re-embracing big releases and stuff. I think that plays a part in it, right? When movies were getting big Chinese releases, it's like, okay, well, we need to give them Asian faces.
Yeah, we saw them putting
like,
Asian
will
characters.
that percentage point rise now that China is opening up its gates again?
Yeah, possibly. I just think he's in these rooms. He's in these conversations. He's at these parties talking to these executives, and he hears it. And there's a strong Asian community of actors who have conversations about this stuff, who also relay stories and so I think there is legitimacy to what he's saying, and I think there's nothing wrong with pointing it out. The world is built on fighting for your people. It's been since the dawn of time. There was a caveman fighting for cavemen or cave women. It's dawn of time. You've got to fight for your people. And he's talking about representation because you know this, Jeff, and I think people would have to admit this. Hollywood does this. When they're afraid, when they're worried, they go right back to what they know. And what they know is white people sell. We're just going to put white people in stuff and we're going to be okay for a little bit. And certainly now it seems that they believe that the people of the US or the world don't want to see representation like they did before and all this kind of stuff. So it's a mixture of things. I do agree. It's much more complicated than bad, people of color bad, white people good. It's much more complicated. It's what sells, right? What is selling right now?
I think it has to make sense. Like someone like Havana Rose Liu is she's everywhere. She's in everything these days, right? I mean, we've got Yash in the chat saying Simu Liu is Canadian. He may very well be from Canada, but no one looks at Simu Liu and I think's Canadian.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, no one's going like, oh, Canadian. Come on.
It's like when people get upset at me when I say like, Javier Bardem isn't white, and they're like, he is white. Like, I get that, but no one's looking at Javier Bardem and thinking white guy.
Right. Most people aren't like, oh, Spain's European, blah blah blah. Yeah.
I was just watching The Pit, okay, and when I go to a hospital these days, I go to doctors a lot, okay. I'm unwell. And when I go to the doctors,
yeah.
It's a real mix.
Oh yeah, totally.
People,
yes, very
right?
diverse.
So when I'm watching The Pit and I see Asian doctors and I see Indian doctors and I mean everybody, that makes sense.
Sure.
I started seeing that for a while in everything because it became the trendy thing to do. And it just drove me nuts. I was like, this is not realistic. I don't buy this. It feels like forced diversity. And that's what I don't want. That's what I don't think Simu Liu should want. It shouldn't just be about getting it from 13, 18% and 18 to 24%. It should be about actually creating roles for Asian people that like have an impact on the culture, not just like filling a quota.
That's great. But if the white people in charge aren't going to greenlight your shit, even no matter how great it is, then you're kind of up shit's creek, aren't you? You can work on a great project all you want.
Greenlight your shit. I don't.
You're saying they need to create their stuff and make it happen. Well, it's hard to create your stuff and make it happen if the people who are making it happen with the money or the studio executives don't greenlight your shit, no matter how great of a pitch you deliver.
Havana Rose Liu is like beating out white girls, right? For like just racially ambiguous parts. So it's just like, be better. Be one of these people who's booking these jobs. What do you want me to say?
No. I don't mean the acting thing. I hear you on the acting thing. I'm saying you're saying they need to go and create their stuff. And I hear you. But the thing is, what I'm getting at with that is, well, if the people in charge, executives, the white executives or executives don't want to greenlight it, then you're kind of stuck where you're at. But going and getting the roles, I think, look, him becoming the lead in Copenhagen Test, he said it in the interview, that was written for a white guy. So the fact that he got it, I think is great. That being said, it's not getting the best reviews. He's working with someone who is a little toxic herself with the comments she said, Melissa Barrera. So it's not the best situation, right? But he's doing what he can. Yeah.
And that's the thing. People got to work. And so you end up doing taking on inferior roles, inferior jobs. It doesn't help. Further your career. It keeps you busy with work, but it's just if it's a bad Peacock series, then was it really worth signing on to? I don't know. It's a catch-22 kind of. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about his other comments here about the three directors he would want to see do a Shang-Chi 2? A, do you think it's going to happen? And B, do you think Chloe Zhao, the Daniels, or Lee Isaac Chung would take the chance to take this on? Because it seems like the rumor is Destin Daniel Cretton, which dropped, I think, a couple of days ago, the rumors that he's going to go on and do Spider-Man 5. So I don't know how much you know about that, or you can confirm that. But
I have no idea about anything.
Okay.
Beyond Brand New Day. And again, it's just stuff like that when it's like, hey, let's put out 3 Asian directors, like Chloe Zhao, Lee Isaac Chung. Like, I don't know. Wouldn't it have been nice if he was like, you know what? I'd really like to see Joseph Kosinski direct Shang-Chi. Joseph Kosinski is doing great work. Why does it need to be an Asian director?
I think because it's
African American Film Critics Association. Why must Sinners be the best picture?
Well, it's because it's telling there's nuances in the Asian culture that an Asian director would be aware of a little bit more than a white director or a black director when telling a very specifically Asian movie. Are you telling me you'd be okay with a white director doing Black Panther? I know I wouldn't. I would not want to see that. There are certain projects that are specifically.
And I understand that, having zillions of executives all day long, like, yeah, you kind of have to have an Asian director for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But would you get a better movie hiring someone like Joseph Kosinski than someone like Chloe Zhao? Yeah, you would.
I don't know. Chloe Zhao's Hamnet's pretty fucking good. It's going to get nominated for Best Picture. I don't think
she's great at making Hamnet and The Rider and fucking Nomadland, bro.
Sure.
But, like, why are we hiring her over someone like Joseph Kosinski to direct a movie like Shang-Chi because she's Asian? Doesn't make sense.
Well, she's already been in the Marvel machine. That didn't turn out well with the Eternals. Fair.
This is what I'm getting at. When your race becomes reductive.
Well, I think he's trying to uplift. You just said you should get your projects and get it squared away. Well, he would want to bring an Asian director on to help them and do a thing together. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Spike Lee employed a shit ton of black people.
Direct an action movie. He's a great action director. That makes sense.
But so is Lee Isaac Chung. So is the Daniels.
Would be on a short list for a movie that she's not qualified to direct.
Well, I think the Chloe Zhao one, I can take your points for sure. But I think the Daniels and Lee Isaac Chung would absolutely be great choices for a Shang-Chi too. Because there's no track record of failure on the Marvel side of things like I feel the Eternals is.
Sure. So, they would be good choices.
Right.
But I don't think that Asian directors need to be the only choices is what I'm getting at.
Well, I do for Shang-Chi. Maybe for other things, no, but for Shang-Chi, I think you have to go with an Asian director. Just you and I differ on that. All right. Anything more you want to say on the summer of Simu or the winter of Simu? Anything else you want to say? Or shall we move on? All right. Let's move on to this, man. What are your thoughts on this real quick? Ryan Coogler, staying in the Marvel world. Ryan Coogler was on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast with Josh Horowitz. You son of a bitch. You got a Tom Cruise cake, you son of a bitch. Coogler detailed specifically what his original script for Black Panther 2 would have been about, and it sounds pretty damn good, Jeff. He said, I love that script, bro, talking to Josh over there. He said, I put so much into that version of the movie because I felt like I'd gotten to know Chadwick as a performer. The big thing about the script was that it was this thing called the Ritual of 8. When a prince is 8 years old, he has to go spend 8 days in the bush with his father. Amongst those 8 days, they have to go to the bush without any tools, and the prince has to listen and do everything that's asked of him by his father. But the rule is for those 8 days, the prince can ask the father any question, and the father has to answer. So during the course of those 8 days, Namor launches an attack. So that was what the movie was. He had to deal with somebody, and it was a different version of Namor in the script, but he had to deal with someone, and that's T'Challa, who was like insanely dangerous. But because of the ritual, his son had to be joined at him at his hip the whole time. So while he was engaging in negotiations and fights, his son had to be there or else they'd have violated the ritual, which had never been broken in the history of Wakanda. So, dude, that is a great fucking story. I would have loved to have seen that story. What are your thoughts on this, Jeff? It's sad we didn't get it.
Yeah, obviously super sad that Chadwick Boseman died and we were denied the Black Panther sequel that we were all owed. I think Ryan did the best job he could in picking up the pieces there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to really put a lot of brain power into movies that could have and would have never would have been. Didn't happen.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see it. It would have been exciting to see if that had come down. But I like the idea, and maybe down the road there is a version of that script that does get used with the new Black Panther, or however they go about doing that as well.
I mean, clearly they're introducing the kid, and I wouldn't be surprised if. I mean, look at all these Avengers teasers, and they're setting up that next generation, and is Doom collecting the children,
right?
Of
Seems
all
like
these superheroes. Why couldn't Black Panther's kid be in that?
Yeah, Toussaint, absolutely. Still in play, that character, so why not? That's a great point, Jeff, for sure. 100%. All right, let's get into that. Let's get into the trailers here, Jeff. We had an Avengers Doomsday trailer. The Thor trailer dropped today. We also had a new Stranger Things trailer for the finale tomorrow night. We had an Apex trailer that dropped as well with Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton there. And we also had the Madden trailer finally dropped, the teaser over the weekend with Nicolas Cage as Madden and Christian Bale as Al Davis. So your thoughts on these trailers, your feelings on these trailers, Jeff?
I got invited to the Agbo event to react to the teaser trailer. And I turned him down. I said, I can't do it, guys. I can't be there. Fainting excitement for this. I'm glad they found some willing participants.
Yes.
Listen, like we've talked about these teasers. I think it's, it has eventized the movie, and I think it's smart to get out in front of Dune and the whole promotional machine, if in fact they're sharing a release date, which I doubt is going to happen.
Yeah.
But the teasers, I don't know, they don't do much for me. I just I just don't care too much about this movie.
About Doomsday, you don't care too much about this movie. Okay.
No, John, it's going to be, I think, in my top 60 most anticipated movies. But I think if you want it in this draft, you're going to be able to wait until the last pick to get it, my friend.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Or am I fucking with you right now?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? What did you think of that thing there? I know you made a little reference to it just a few seconds ago, but what did you think about that video that Marvel released of fans going in to see this? And we saw some people that we know who are in this thing. I mean, like, this felt, why are we doing this? Jeff, it feels a little very manufactured. These are influencers. Soups is absolutely an influencer, made his name off loving Superman. And now he's gone on the Marvel train because to keep his brand going. But I mean, he had done a reaction to this trailer when it was a rip off of and what do you call it? It was leaked. So him going in and seeing the trailer full on as a way of like reacting to it, like as if he's seeing it for the first time. There's a little manipulative shit going on here that's a little frustrating.
It's quite an acting performance by Soups. This is his first time seeing it in 4K, though, John. So I mean, it's different in 4K.
Yeah, I don't know,
I'm
man.
to say, guys, this whole industry, and perhaps you included,
what did I do
with the trailer reactions? It's what do you want me to say?
But I'm legitimately reacting to those things. I don't watch them ahead of time. I'm doing it real. You know me.
There are trailers that I'm super excited to see, and I don't sit there going, this is like the YouTubeification, as I've said before, of film criticism. Everybody's got to get their bag. No offense to you, John, but that is what this is. It is this performative thing. He's acting. He's doing a poor job of acting. It looks like he just got a fresh cut that morning. Like he just barber and everything and said, "Give me the Tony Stark." I mean, what do you want me to say about these people? I cannot. I respect that this guy has a huge audience. People want to hear from him, and that his enthusiasm is very genuine. He's read these comic books, but it's just like, I cannot relate to these people. I am a different breed.
You are a different breed. Yes. So, I mean, I would push back on my side of things and say to you, I don't watch these trailers and I don't go overboard on purpose for a fucking reaction. You know how emotional I am. You know how passionate I can be. So what you see is what you get. I do agree, though. I think you've got a great point for some of these other reactors. And I know for a fact, because I've had conversations with some of them, they do watch the trailer ahead of time, then react to it in a big way so that they can get the attention and whatever. Like whatever I do on the thumbnail is just to get people to click on it, right? But when you watch the reaction, that is exactly what
That's a genuine
authentic reaction. Yeah, it's a genuine reaction.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, it's a genuine reaction. I don't watch them ahead of time. I know some people do, and I just don't think that's authentic. Right. And I think you'll see.
And then they say, "Oh, okay." So the moment, what happens in this moment? I'm going to Google this. Oh, okay, that's who that was. So I'm going to go like that. It's right. This is all just so fake. And Agbo fucking inviting them. And I hate to do this.
Go ahead.
Did you see the group photo?
No, I didn't know there was a group photo. Oh shit, no. There's a group photo?
You want to talk about forced diversity, folks. This is like, we need a black man and a black woman. We need a woman in a hijab, and we need two Asians. And we need a white woman and a white man and a Latino. It is like the United Colors of Benetton up there. It is so preposterous. It's like it was focus group to death. How can we hit the most genders and be the most inclusive as far as letting these 9 people watch this trailer before time. It is absurd. I'm sorry.
Wow. No, I don't. I'm trying to find the group photo. I did not see the group photo online
because I have it.
Oh man, yeah. Please text it to me. I will put it up on the screen. I had no idea. Well, I mean, and the thing is, I don't know why and I want to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Now, not Soups, because Soups knows what he's fucking doing, but some of these other people, how was this really legitimately pitched? Were you pitched as, and I don't know these, but I didn't recognize 3/4 of the people I saw on this thing. So I don't know how big their channels are. I don't know where they're at, reach wise. It's like James Gunn the other day doing a tour, but he only went on YouTube channels that kissed his ass. He would not go on any YouTube channels that would challenge him. It's this kind of marketing that you see happening that's a little inauthentic overall, and I think that's frustrating. But Jeff, we may be the dying breed, though. Jeff, I was looking at something the other day. It was like the people that read for pleasure, according to a new Harvard study, is down 40%. Reading is where you develop your analytical skills.
Nobody reads anymore. Nobody reads
that's scary. That's why this shit is happening. Who said this? Oh, Pablo Torre, when he was talking the other day with Dan Le Batard, and he said, journalism is dead. People want to be happy. They want the lie. They don't want the truth. The truth is uncomfortable. They don't like the truth anymore. They don't want the truth anymore.
That is
my
problem.
Sad.
That's always my problem here in Hollywood, is that I'm too honest, and they don't want they want reporters at the trades who are just going to do what the studios say and keep their advertisers happy.
Yeah.
Again, we have lost track of the audience. That's who I do this show for.
Yeah,
it ain't for the money. That's who I write the newsletter for. It ain't for the money. Critics are just reviewing for other critics. They're reviewing for the Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd communities. They're reviewing for the publicists so they can get a pat in the head and maybe a quote and maybe an invitation to the after party or whatever the box of swag. It's fucking crazy. Nobody is reviewing for the actual audience, and that's the service that my newsletter frankly provides.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing you have to look at is just have to be honest. Like, they called them fans, and yes, I guess in the most technical term, you can say we're all fans, so to speak. But it's clearly that they invited influencers, they invited people they wanted to have there to be a part of this thing, and so to me, there's something almost desperate about it as well, Jeff. Right? Like you're manufacturing these moments. Here's the group photo you were talking about. There's the group photo, but you're right. Yeah, the United Colors of Benetton.
Everyone is represented, folks.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's pretty much represented.
I don't know. I can't do this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
It's just don't like. I've been reading for months or years about how people want authenticity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But now you're telling me that people want the lie, and so I don't know which it is.
I'm telling you, Pablo Torre said that. I'm not saying that. Yeah, but yeah,
I just it is quite shocking to me because it's just like I see a lot of bad actors out there.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Anyway, all right, so we'll let it be there. But all right, so let's see. Anything else on the trailer? Did you like Apex? Did you like the Madden trailer? Did you like anything else you want to say on those?
I did like Apex. I liked Apex, but I feel like if you had asked me if I was like super pumped for that movie before I saw the trailer, I'd say yes, and it brought down that excitement just a little bit. Like Taron Egerton, I don't know if he's going a little overboard, and I really like Taron Egerton.
Yeah,
that does look like a fun movie though. And Madden, as I wrote in the newsletter today, I didn't like the teaser.
Dude, I liked Christian Bale in the teaser. I did not like Nicolas Cage in the teaser, bro. This is Anthony Hopkins playing Nixon type level of mental gymnastics I'm going to have to do to buy it. And I just don't buy. Dude, he is too iconic to fuck around with. Like, it really is too iconic to fuck. This isn't a Street Fighter movie where you can play it in a certain way. Like, it's Madden, for fuck's sake. There's a lot of real angst in that guy's story. Yeah,
it's tricky. I think it's decent casting because Will Ferrell would have been too smoky, and Hugh Jackman would have been too serious.
Yeah.
He's just sort of like a nice, happy medium. He looks goofy in all the prosthetics and everything. I didn't like the way that they flew through the cast. I thought it
Oh
was
yeah.
and I didn't like the beat that the trailer ends on.
Yeah, the Pat Summerall beat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't
Oof.
care for that. It felt too goofy.
Yeah.
Plus, the end of this trailer makes it seem like it's not going to theaters and that it's going to be a Prime original on Thanksgiving. So I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah.
But I didn't love it.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that 100%. Anything else you saw this week that you want to recommend, or any other trailer that you saw this week you want people to watch that you can recommend over the last few days you've watched?
Trailers and stuff? No.
Trailers or movies or TV shows? Anything you watched?
Fuck. I mean, I watched like Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cloud. You know, it was good. It wasn't like, you know, the best movie of the year, like I've seen people say. I'm sort of halfway through The Shrouds, which is like,
oh yeah.
I'm watching that Jessica Chastain movie, Dreams, that comes out in February, and there's a little bit of smut in that movie. My lord. Good ending though. I've just been burning through The Pit the last couple days.
What can you say? Better than the first season, or can you say anything yet?
I'm super embargoed on The Pit, although I did see our pal Shannon.
Yes, Shannon McClung was on The Pit. That's going to be fun to see him coming back as well. All right, Jeff, we got 630 people watching. Shall we get into our anticipated movies draft of 2026?
Let's do it. Yeah, this should be fun. And then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, we'll do that. Take some questions. Absolutely. So send them now as we go through this. Go ahead, brother man. Go ahead. So guys, the way this is going to work is there's 20 blank movie tickets in front of you. Imagine the stubs, right? And there's no movies printed on these tickets. Nope.
But we're going to draft. And so if I take a ticket and I put the Odyssey on it, then there's no Odyssey tickets available for John. He doesn't get to see the Odyssey.
I don't get to see the Odyssey. That's right.
So
that's right.
With that in mind, John, do you want the first pick here or do you want the 2-3?
I feel like I can take the first pick. No, because I think you got the first. I got the first pick last time, didn't I?
You don't know what I'm going to take with the first pick.
No, I don't know what you're going to take with the first.
I'm a real wild card.
You are 100%. You're always a wild card. Yeah, go ahead. Take the first pick. I'll do 2 and 3. Go ahead. I'm feeling generous.
First pick. Okay.
It's my Christmas gift to you. Hey, go ahead.
For the first pick.
Yes.
Of the 2026 movie draft. Yes. You will find me on opening day, front and center.
Yes.
For Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. You don't get to see it.
No Odyssey for me, man. That sucks. That sucks. I don't get to see it.
Had to be done, even though there's other directors I trust a little bit more than Nolan. That 6-minute prologue fucking had me by the hairs, man. I am so in. This has to be the number one.
You get your Benny Safdie. All right, so I get 2-3, right?
Yeah, you
All
did.
right, so 2-3.
Big decisions.
Number 2, or at least my number 1, is Spider-Man 5. Absolutely. I mean, Odyssey is my most anticipated film.
Spider-Man 4?
Spider-Man 4. Sorry, Spider-Man 4. That's my number 1 pick.
Wow.
That is my second most anticipated film of the year.
You could see any movie this year. That is the one?
No, Odyssey is the one, but you took it already. So I would say Spider-Man 4 is my second choice.
Wow.
For sure. And my third choice, because fuck you, is Project Hail Mary. Yeah. Suck the fat one, son. Took it from you off your plate. You can't go see that one. It's Project Hail Mary for me. So that's my 1-2, I guess, on my side, but 2-3 in our overall.
Okay, I'm surprised about Spider-Man, if only because, like, you've seen Spider-Man. You know,
it's a new director.
Secrets within Spider-Man that we don't know who, you know, whatever. But like, you've seen a Spider-Man movie before. I take it.
Yes, I have. But I mean, this is a new director. You're bringing in the Punisher and the Hulk. You're bringing in Sadie Sink, possibly playing Jean Grey.
Okay,
there's a lot of excitement here.
All right, interesting.
Go ahead.
Project Hail Mary is a great pick. I've heard that movie's the real deal. I've heard it's great, and that it's going to be a Best Picture nominee.
Oof, wow. Okay,
Amazon, man. Oof, they're holding the goods there. I think.
Cards.
All right, my next pick. I gotta do it. If you the Netflix movie, The Adventures of Cliff Booth, from David.
Oh, good choice, bud. Good choice. Yeah, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. I don't have that on my list, but that's a good choice. All right, so then I gotta go. I know you said I could wait till later, but I'm gonna take it because I never trust you. I'm gonna take Avengers Doomsday. Absolutely, Avengers Doomsday. I got to see what the hype's all about. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I've got a lot of thoughts on it. And so that's my next choice.
Oh, I got to write these down because I don't even have these movies listed. Spider-Man and Doomsday.
Project Hail Mary. Yes.
I had that one listed. Okay. So you're taking the big comic book movies. Be my
am.
Yeah. Be my guest, bro.
I've got a brand to protect you. Go ahead. Yes.
Right. I will go with my boy Tom Cruise. I will go with Digger and
really.
Gonzalez. Yeah, I'm curious if the reports are true and this is the kind of movie the likes of which we've never seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be good for Tom to have trusted Alejandro.
Now, I think I'm right on this. I'm going with my next one. That is The Social Reckoning. That's coming out next year, correct?
It is, yeah. No, that's a good pick, John. That was definitely in my top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I have The Social Network. I mean, The Social Network, I worship at the altar of The Social Network. So I hope the sequel is as good as that film, and I hope it has something really poignant to say. It checks all the boxes for me, artistically and politically. So I definitely hope it's one. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. Go ahead.
All right. With my 4th pick, I am going to go with Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day.
Oh, damn it. All right.
Yeah.
I thought that would last a little longer.
Yeah.
All right.
The Cruise Spielberg. I can't split them up. I am looking forward to this. I've heard good things. Hopefully it's a little bit better than that teaser that we saw.
Good point. All right. I'm going to go with because we are in the age of Chalamet. I'm going to have to go with Dune Part 3 because I've loved the first 2 Dune movies.
Yep.
And I want to see what Villeneuve does with the story that starts to go into Crazy Town as the further you go into Frank Herbert's books. And this is the beginning of the start of Crazy Town. So I want to see how he handles the crazy shit in here. So yeah, Dune Part 3. Your choice.
That's a good pick. I was between the Dune and the Spielberg. All right. For my 5th pick.
Yeah.
Mama say, Mama
oh, motherfucker!
I gotta take Michael Jackson.
How dare you?
What if this movie's great, guys?
I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be amazing. I kind of feel like it. Yeah, that could be a Best Picture nominee, don't you think? If it's good,
could be.
Yeah. People love those biopics. All right. Okay, I got to be honest with myself, right? What do I really want to see next? People might hate me for this, but I'm going to take Supergirl. I fucking loved that trailer. I love Millie Alcock. I have a lot of faith in Craig Gillespie. So I am very much looking forward to that. I don't give a fuck how much people make fun of me for this or think I'm shilling. I really want to see that movie. So Supergirl is my next choice, which is my 6th choice here. So I got 4 selections left. Go ahead, John.
Really? Okay, so I've done how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think you've got 5, right?
All right. Give me Toy Story 5.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love these movies.
Okay.
I love this franchise. Andrew Stanton's directing this one. I think it could say something pretty interesting just about the way the kids are obsessed with screens these days instead of relying on their own imaginations and real toys. And very much looking forward to this.
Good choice. Good choice. All right, and I'm going to toss in this one, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because I really had no interest in this until I saw the trailer, and I fucking love the trailer. And again, we just talked about the age of Chalamet. We might be in the age of Jessie Buckley if she wins Best Actress, which she seems odds-on favorite to do for Hamnet. I'm going to take The Bride. That trailer put the hook in me, but good. Her and Christian Bale going at it. I can't wait to see it. Do I trust Maggie as a director? I don't know yet, but the trailer looks fucking stellar. So I'm very excited to see it. So that's where it falls on my list in the 7th spot. Go ahead.
I've got a lot of good ones now. And this is where it gets fun.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go at this point with Nicholas Winding Refn's Her Private Hell.
Okay.
The next movie from the director of Drive. Listen, this could be awful. Like some of Refn's movies have been.
Recently, yes.
But it's Nick Refn. It could be amazing. And so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Her Private Hell.
Okay. I can't. Okay, so then my next choice. Wait, who's in My Private Hell? I don't even know who's in that one. Who's in that?
Charles Melton is in it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So then my next choice, I think I've got to go because of some of the recent reviews, and I live in eternal hope for this franchise. I will say 28 years later, The Bone Temple. The reviews have been amazing across the board. Now, these people got to see it ahead of time, so maybe they're being a little biased. But I have to say, I didn't think the last installment was that great. But if they're going to redeem it by having a pretty awesome installment this time around, then I'm curious to see if it's good. And I'm curious if this redeems Nia DaCosta a little bit, like Chloe Zhao is being redeemed after Eternals with Hamnet. So we'll see.
You are picking from like a list of studio movies. So this is something that would be on a Variety most anticipated list.
Oh my God. How dare you insult me with such things? How dare you? Go ahead.
With that in mind,
yeah,
I will go with what I expect to be the funniest movie of next year.
Go ahead.
Which is Nirvana, the band, the show,
the
movie.
Oh, that trailer.
I think that I love Matt Johnson. Yeah. I love Blackberry. He has a very unique sense of humor. I've actually
that was a good film.
I've never seen Nirvana, the band, the show. Yet I've heard that this movie absolutely slays, and I can't wait to see it.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the Nate Bargatze film, Breadwinner. I thought you were going to say that one. That's the funniest film. All right. At this point, I know you're right. I am going studio films. I have to go with Mando and Grogu. I have to say this far down on the list, considering some of the ones you've taken already, because Mando's a little bit in the teen area for me in terms of the actual numbers of the films I'm looking forward to, but you've taken some other ones. So by default, I'll have to say Mando and Grogu at this point. I like Favreau as a director. I hope this is good. I've liked the trailers and the footage we've seen, but I'm also really concerned they might not nail this one, but I got to put it on my list. So
I'm getting attacked by fruit flies. I don't know what's going on in this apartment. I'm going to have to investigate as soon as this podcast is up. Okay. All right. First of all, our lists are so different, John. Do you want to do top 15 to do? I mean,
I can go further. Sure. If you want to go further,
and cap it there.
Okay.
So 15 each. We're going to extend it.
It might make us go past 7:00 on the questions, though. I don't want you to be upset.
Don't worry. It's fine. I don't have anywhere to be.
Okay.
Because we've only done 8 movies each.
I've done 9. I'm at 9.
Yeah, I've done 8. I've got so many more to mention. So let's just go to 15.
Go ahead.
My 9th pick. Give me Jeremy Saulnier's October.
Oh, nice choice.
Thriller starring Corey Smith, the kid from Mountainhead.
Yeah.
And who played Chevy Chase in Saturday Night. Yeah, October. Yeah. I think that's going to be a wild thriller.
Okay. Then to round out my official top 10 before we get into the top 15, I will go with a gentleman whose work I am just absolutely in love with all the time. He killed me with Nosferatu, and I hope he's going to kill me with Werewolf. Robert Eggers' Werewolf is absolutely my 10th pick here. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with this. I love every movie this guy's done, so I'm 100% on board to see what he's going to do.
I like that pick. That's a good pick for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of seen Robert Eggers operating in that mode, so I'm not dying to see that.
Okay.
I'm more excited about another guy returning to his wheelhouse and turning his back on these fucking terrible Godzilla versus Kong movies.
Oh, no. Yes.
Adam Wingard is coming back to A24 to do the action thriller Onslaught.
Right.
With Adria Arjona and Dan Stevens. Sign me the fuck up.
Good choice. Good choice. Listen, I can't believe I'm going to take this next one from you. I can't believe you haven't even mentioned yet. But I got to go with our boy, Joe Carnahan, our men, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, in The Rip. They released a new teaser or TV spot for it the other day. Got me even more excited for this thing. I hope it's excellent. But this shit speaks my language. I love these kind of movies. So The Rip is my 11th choice.
You're going to regret that in a few weeks, my friend.
Oh, you've seen it already? Shit. All right.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. Fine. Go ahead.
What month is that movie coming out on Netflix?
That comes out on Netflix in January. a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
Sounds about right. Okay.
All right.
I have 5 more picks, right?
Yes, because I have 4 more. Yes.
At number 11.
Yes.
Give me Henry Dunham's A24 movie Enemies, starring Austin Butler and Jeremy Allen White.
Okay.
On opposite sides of the law.
Are you excited? Like, how excited are you for that one? Though, do you think it'll be? Is it a crash and burn, or is it a?
I think that's going to be good. Did you see the incident at Sparrow Creek, or the stand?
Yes. Yes.
That's an interesting movie.
Okay.
With an interesting script, and this is the same filmmaker, so that's why I have some faith in it.
Okay.
4 picks left.
All right. My next choice is a gentleman who just entertained us with Weapons. And if this film is scheduled to be coming out in September, and that's Resident Evil, unless it gets pushed. But I'm going to put Resident Evil right here because I like these video games. I like the first movie of the series. I think there's a lot of potential here. And from what I saw in Weapons, I'm even more excited to see what he's going to do with the world of Resident Evil for sure. So that's my choice there.
I got to get you a job at Entertainment Weekly. You'd be perfect.
What? First of all, I know the Entertainment Week. If I want a job there, I can just talk to him about it. But go ahead. Yes.
My pick, number 12. I will go with the Focus Features thriller. I believe Focus bought it for a lot of money. Yeah. Obsession from Curry Barker.
Ooh.
On the festival rounds. That a very interesting teaser about like a love potion that goes awry. I think that movie is going to fuck.
Okay. I am going to go with the Sam Rockwell film. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. I like that trailer. I mean, it's coming out in February. I thought that trailer looked really good. I like Verbinski, and I'm hoping that this could be a success. So I will put that there. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. And I like that trailer, man. Again.
That is I actually like the trailer. It was. Okay. 3 picks left. Is that it?
6, 7, 8, 9.
You have 2. You have 2. I have 3.
Yes, I have 2. Yes, you have 3. Yes.
Give me, I believe it's Adam Driver, Miles Teller, and Scarlett Johansson in James Gray's Paper Tiger. Crime drama.
Okay.
That's a cast I can get down with.
Okay. All right. I respect that. There's a lot of choices. I got 2 choices left, right? So I don't care that Jeff calls me a studio shill. I'm still going to go with this one. Listen, she's never steered me wrong. I've always liked her work recently. So I'm going to try this Wuthering Heights out. I think I am interested to see what we're going to get with this telling. It's one of my favorite old books. I'm not a fan of old books usually because I don't give a fuck about rich white people, what they go through. But there's something really interesting about this story that I enjoyed. Yes, the dude's not a person of color, but it's still interesting to see this class battle that is going to happen in this and how in Emerald Fennell's hands, how it's going to play out. So I go Wuthering Heights.
Okay.
Kill me if you like. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I will take a female filmmaker as well. I think my first female filmmaker that I've taken on this list. Yeah. I'm going to go with A Place in Hell from director Chloe Domont, who did Fair Play. She is back with a movie starring Michelle Williams and Daisy Edgar Jones set at a law firm. And I believe if you put the clues together, right, with the title Place in Hell, I think there's a place in hell for women who women who don't support other women, that kind of a thing.
Right.
That's where I think that movie is going, and I am very much looking forward to that.
Okay. All right.
Last pick, John. Last pick.
Last pick. Oh man, there's so many great choices. Jumanji 4, the last Avatar movie, Masters of the Universe, Moana, Mortal Kombat. There's all Narnia is a possibility as well, Jeff. These are all interesting picks. But I think I'm going to go with one that's unusual. And I'll tell you why, because I kind of like Boots Riley. So I love Boosters coming out in May. I'm interested in this film because I love Sorry to Bother You. This one will have what? Debbie Moore, Naomi Aki, Taylor Page, and Keke Palmer, who I effing love. So yeah, I kind of am curious about this one to see what we're gonna get. And so yeah, I'll put that as my final choice.
That's an interesting choice. That movie's gonna be opening South by Southwest. Yeah, guys, listen, I'm gonna have a most anticipated list in the newsletter. So if you're liking my picks and you're liking some of these deep cuts, there's gonna be plenty more where that comes from. My last pick, though, I am gonna go with a big studio movie. It's probably the biggest comedy of the year. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nate Bargatze? No, go ahead. What is it? There's
No, I believe that the year's biggest studio comedy will end up being Judgment Day, starring Will Ferrell and Zac Efron. And Will Ferrell plays like a crazed TV judge. And I think and that's from Nick Stoller, who I think is hilarious.
Nick is good. Nick is good. I like Nick.
I think that movie has the potential to be really, really funny. That's going to be my last.
Can you defend not choosing Narnia? Like, why is Narnia not on your list? Are you not looking forward to see what she can do with that story?
No, I mean, it's Greta Gerwig, but at the end of the day, it's a Narnia movie, and I just don't really give a shit. Like, it's not that I don't give a shit, but you're not even sniffing the top 50 movies next year.
What about Scary Movie or Scream 7? That didn't make your list either. Anything you want to say on that?
Scream 7 wasn't in the top 15, but if we did top
20, you get there.
Be there. And I am quietly dreading it. But it would be tough for me to again, if you're only seeing 10, 15 movies in a year, and then let's say I die at the end of the year, it would be tough to die without seeing Scream 7.
I think you're wrong on the comedy. I think Fokker in Law is going to shock your brains out. It's going to make a lot of money.
No, Fokker in Law is going to be huge. I'm sorry. Right. You're absolutely right. I overlooked that one. You'll see when you see my final list.
Your choices. I like
because it's actually tied with Scream 7. Those two I have a lot in common, the Fokker in Law and Scream 7. But Judgment Day, if I had to see one comedy, I think it'd be that one over Fokker in Law.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Did I just tweak my nipple on camera? Did I just give myself
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
Wake up.
We're wrong. Minions 3 is going to be the biggest comedy. It's an animated film. It's not really
That's not the same thing.
It's a separate qualification. All right. Well, there you go. That's our most anticipated movies list.
What a year.
Who won? Who's next?
A great year. Definitely different priorities in this draft, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely favored a lot of the comic book stuff. I get it. You've got an audience to keep happy, but
so do you. You got to go indie. You got to be the smart film critic. Oh, yes. You got to be so intelligent and snobby. I get it. No, I get it. It's cool. We all got our audiences. But I think we're both going to be seeing a lot of these crossing over and seeing a lot of these films and having opinions on them for sure as the year goes along. But you're right. 2026 is going to be a lot of fun, man. I hope, because 2025 has been a little bit of a wet fart over the last few months, Jeff. So I hope 2026 is much more exciting for sure. All right. Well, let's get into the questions here. As I said, it looks like we've got 50. So hopefully I'll be breaking that scoop near the end of the show. We'll see. But let's jump into it, Jeff. Max Loth says, holiday box office great. 7 films made over $10 million, and each film has a different audience. Jeff New at CinemaCon, The Housemaid, was it's not a fucking hit. Why are people calling it a hit? How is a film that hasn't even made double its budget a hit? What is wrong with you guys? I get that she has pretty blue eyes and big boobs, but fucking use your brains. It's not a hit yet. A hit is a film that makes a profit. This has not made a profit yet. It's clear that variety is essential for good box office.
I think The Housemaid is doing well. It's doing what it needed to do. I think audiences are mostly enjoying it, and I think it's going to have legs. It's going to play the next couple weeks.
We'll see. I know. And then at that point, if it crosses 70 million and it's making a profit, then maybe you can call it a hit. But it was made for 35 million. So just putting it out there. I saw Jordan Rumi do the same thing. I was like, Jordan, cut it out. I know your right-wing bias is Jordan. Toaster Retribution says, thanks for the great shows this year. Happy New Year's. Thank you for watching, Toaster. Thank you.
Thank you.
Winnie the Pooh says, does success of Welcome to Derry mean he will direct Batman?
No.
I think he's still out. Yeah, I think he's still out. Yeah. Max Loth also says Sean Baker recently said his next film will have a 150-day theatrical window. Is that really possible for small-scale films? Isn't that what Nolan demands for his blockbusters? Baker makes indie films. Sean can say what he wants, I guess. Jeff?
I think it is true. Max, you're confusing. You're confusing things. Oh. Just because he says it has a 150-day theatrical window doesn't mean theater owners have to program the movie for 6 months or whatever that is. It's that it won't appear. He can prevent it from being on VOD for 6 months. So it might get the same theatrical release that every other movie gets. It'll just take longer to arrive on the next window. That's all.
Yeah. Christo,
but who cares about Sean Baker, right? I mean, he likes Brigitte Bardot, so.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous.
I have to agree with you.
This week. We're not even, was that in our lineup?
No, because I thought it was ridiculous. But if you want to talk about
it's ridiculous. We can definitely ignore it. Sean Baker, like who you want to like.
Exactly. Like who you want to like, support who you want to support. Getting shit for that is nonsense. Crystal Fides 101 says, is Daniel RPK my time to shine the same person? No, one's male, one's female. So there's your answer. LJ Films 1.
Who's to say? Have you seen either of their faces? That Reddit report sure was interesting.
LJ Films 1 says, thank you for a great year of movie insight. 2026 will be the year I make my short films. Hey, you don't need permission to be creative. Happy New Year. Good luck, LJ. Good luck.
LJ Films, listen to me.
Yeah.
Unless you've got gold, under 10 minutes. Under 10 minutes. The biggest problem I see with shorts is that they are too fucking long.
That which makes no sense since they're called shorts. Yeah, that's a good point, Jeff. That's a good point. If you need some voiceover work, LJ Films, hit me up. I'll do it for cheap. $100. DSal0978 says, Happy New Year's to YouTube's dynamic duo. Cheers to more hot takes and scoops. Thank you, DSal. Appreciate it. And we'll probably have an announcement very soon about a Patreon. So that's something we've been talking about, Jeff and I, for the last few weeks. And
you just said it out loud, guys. You just said the quiet part out loud.
I did. So we're going to figure it out, lock down some requirements. But if you guys want to DM us suggestions for what you would want to see on a Patreon, that would make you subscribe to a Patreon, what benefits you'd want to see, let us know. Jeff and I can always talk about it and see if we can make it happen. At the All Yankee says, have a safe and great 2026 to you and yours, gents. Thanks for all you do. Looking forward to the merch. Yeah, definitely got to let that up. Fantastic says, hey, Rocha, I'd rather send street. We already asked that one. Wiley, OFC says, thanks for all the hot mics this year, boys. Love the show. Who takes best score, Sinners or Marty Supreme? I'm thinking Marty. Yeah, I think Sinners gets it. Ludwig.
I'm thinking right? Music is just way more important to Sinners as a whole. And Marty Supreme has a great score, but it's not even like the best synth, like electronic score, which belongs to Surratt, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Could Johnny Greenwood, though, pull an upset for one battle after another, do you think?
Yeah, he could. But I actually think it was it's Ludwig, right?
Yeah, Ludwig Göransson, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to win again.
I agree, yeah. Dingus McNally saw Marty last night, loved it. In my opinion, the most stylish movie of the year. Dare I say it's refreshing to have an asshole as the protagonist. I 100% agree.
Definitely, I'm pro-asshole here in this household.
I watched a CNN contributor tweet out that a complete misrepresentation of the honey scene at the end. And I was like, why are you getting to go on CNN and push your bullshit? It was driving me nuts that he doesn't get that fucking scene, you know? So,
I think the movie's very good. I don't think the movie's great. I didn't love the movie, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. John Ashford, 6897. Any word of Expendables now it's at Amazon? Who would be on the team? Oh, fuck me, man. Everybody who's friends with Stallone that you've seen in Tulsa King would be in that fucking movie. Garrett Hedlund, Christopher McDonough, what's his name? Neil McDonough, rather.
Yeah, Renner. Let's get the mayor leading the Expendables.
Hey, listen, Renner coming out and making a commentary about Jonathan Majors tells me that he would be quite happy to be in an Expendables.
Put Jonathan Majors in the Expendables.
100%. Stallone would totally put Jonathan Majors in that movie. 1,000%. You know, Mel would be in that movie. He's already been in a couple of those. Evan 2992. Don't want to see people try to claim Mescal or Lordy are in the same class as Chalamet after this past week.
No one is claiming that, Evan.
Yeah,
no one is claiming that.
Yeah. Although you may see two of them win an Oscar. Maybe Lordy wins the Oscar. Maybe Chalamet wins the Oscar. We'll see.
No.
John Castle, Spiliotopoulos.
It's maybe Timmy.
Yeah. Oh, Timmy's totally winning. Really love you guys. This is Spiliotopoulos.
Love you too.
Alexis Blank 4277, a small first token of appreciation from a longtime viewer. Happy New Year to you both. Thank you, Alexis. Very good, very nice.
New Year to you guys.
Look at this. Look at this. I like the
I'm
eye.
not think about it like Letterboxd today. Jesus Christ.
Matt Sinister McCall. Any predictions for Stranger Things? I want to see deaths and heartbreak. Also, Jeff, what did you enjoy more, the Kingstown finale or the Jets being tortured by your Patriots?
I like the Kingstown finale a lot. That's a fucking great show. Any predictions for Stranger Things? It's going to underwhelm and upset the internet.
I think it's going to be great, but I think nobody's going to die. One of the Duffer Brothers said, like, we're not the Red Wedding, we're not Game of Thrones. So I kind of take him at their word on that. Montero 863 says, hey, John and Jeff, got a question about Alan Richardson. Is the guy on his way to becoming a movie star or no? I think there's a lot of potential there. I would say no movie star, but certainly going to work in films. I just don't think he'll be a movie star. Jeff?
I think he could be. He's just got to make some smart choices, and he's got to get a little lucky.
Yeah.
But I think that the potential is there. I don't think he's just, muscles on a skeleton. Like,
no,
he has like personality in a way that, he's not quite the actor that Batista is, but that should be like the goal.
There's a blueprint there if he wants to follow it with what Batista's doing. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Although stop doing Kevin James movies. Brady BK says
action movies, and he did part with his manager, right? So I think he'll go a step up.
Yeah. Hi, John and Jeff. Brady BK says, hi, John and Jeff. Just want to show some love and appreciation. Thank you for all you do, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Brady. Yeah, thank you. Yanks 8488 says, any idea what happened to the Sacha Baron Cohen film at Universal passed on in March? Jeff?
Good question. I don't know I don't really know what's in that movie. All I know is that it exists.
Yeah.
So, listen, there's a few movies that are just like kind of hanging out there in limbo. I don't know if a new distributor is going to step up because it needs product. Somebody Ketchup bought that shitty Ben Affleck, Robert Rodriguez movie once upon a time.
Oh, yeah.
Could this Sacha Baron Cohen movie be worse than that? I doubt it.
Yeah, I thought, didn't Jordan do a list of films that are MIA that are completed but are still, here we go. Way of the Wind, the Terrence Malick one, Wizards, Faces of Death, Clara and the Sun, Kung Fury 2.
I think somebody will buy Faces of Death this year. I do.
Yeah.
Especially with Charlie XCX being so hot.
But. Oh, right. Outcome, Rosebush Pruning, At the Sea, and Famous.
Outcome and Famous are definitely two question marks. I don't know what's going on with them, but they'll probably drop that Apple one. I think it's Outcome. They'll probably drop that at some point this year. I don't know.
Right
Look what happened with like Echo Valley, that Sydney Sweeney movie, right? It's
like,
about it, and then it just kind of came out of nowhere last June.
Yeah. John Lawless 4559 says, just saying hi to my favorite people. Have a great New Year's. Can't wait for Bone Temple. That's soon, isn't it, Jeff? Like next month, isn't Bone Temple?
Yeah, I've got an invite to the press screening already, and I think that the trailer looks good. I just haven't heard the best thing about the movie, and I don't believe the early buzz.
Okay. Chuck_Vance says, a great year watching you both. In Australia, hardly ever get to watch live, but playback every show. Say you were writing the new Trek movie. What is the story? Ooh, Jesus. That's a great question. First of all, Hooroo. Ozzy, oi, oi, I think is what it is.
Traveler is a Star Trek character, right?
Sure, yes.
Someone said I reminded them of the Traveler once. So I'd do that story. I don't know Star Trek well enough to be suggesting stories. I'd call Mance.
Yeah, call Mance. He's a better answer to this. Sorry, Chuck. I haven't spent a lot of time thinking of what a new Trek movie would be because there's so much to pull from. Maybe something that mirrors Khan where they find an episode and do a sequel to that episode. Dallas 1303 says, any idea on Brave and the Bold writer? Rumor per Nexus writer is it someone experienced but with a mixed track record, and it's not Jason Fuchs or Tom King. I haven't heard anything. Jeff, you heard anything on a writer on Brave and the Bold?
Nope.
Okay. Comic movie guys. Wonder Woman casting announcement was shot down by gun, but curious if either of you have heard any updates. Sorry if this was answered, just now tuning in.
It's been very quiet on Wonder Woman.
Very quiet.
Haven't heard anything.
Cooper Brown 2676 says, "Hey guys, love your show and chemistry. Ready for your Marvel scoop?" All right, we'll see. We'll see if we get there. I am too fly cam. Yeah, Jeff, I tweeted about this. R.I.P. Isaiah Whitlock. Any big predictions for 2026? Isaiah Whitlock. Shit. Another actor from The Wire, Jeff. We lost another actor so soon after losing JR. It's like, it's sad, man. Very sad, dude.
Yeah, Isaiah Whitlock, and obviously he was more than just The Wire. This guy really was like one of the better character actors of the past 20 years. So yeah, saw that news come through, and that was the first thing I said was just, shit.
I remember him in Defy Bloods. He was good as well in that as well recently for Spike Lee. Predictions for 2026. Big box office. I think it's going to be a bigger box office year than this year. That's my prediction.
Predictions for 2026. I mean, it's no. I like box office predictions, Oscar predictions. What kind of predictions are we talking here?
That's true. Good point. Anything. We'll see. John Lawless, 4559. I love the pushback between John and Jeff. Great thoughts on both sides. Oh, thank you, John. Cowboys fan 92 says, "Hey guys, Merry belated Christmas, guys. John, do you think Wicked for Good finally gets John M. Chu his win this year? P.S. I turned 34 on January 1st. Oh, happy birthday, happy New Year, and Merry Christmas."
But yeah, not happening with John Chu, unfortunately.
Yeah, not at all, bro. That's that film is not even going to break 500 million, I don't think, or maybe it will just break it, and that's it. So, what an underperforming film. No one's talking about how underperformed. That's amazing to me. No one's talking.
I do wonder if it'll sneak its way into the Best Picture race on the strength of its crafts.
I fucking hope not, man.
Because like I see all these predictions, and they're like, yeah, 4 or 5 international movies from Neon, and like Train Dreams and Hamden. I'm like, I don't know, are any big movies going to get nominated? Because that's a lot of people like who work on these, like The Craftsman, Avatar, Wicked. No one thinks these are going to be nominated.
Avatar will probably be nominated now with the box office that it's got, but I don't think Wicked would be nominated for Best Picture.
I'd be nominated for box office. I refuse to believe this.
What's wrong with you? Derek Johnson, 9121 says, "I'll drop this for the chat to get them closer to that scoop. $100 left, guys. I can't do all the heavy lifting for you." Thank you,
guys.
Derek. Come on.
Let Derek be the example.
Reggie Brown says, "Denzel, Hanks, DiCaprio. Who's the better actor and who has the better career so far?" Well, I'm not going to say that. All three of them are really good at what they do. That's comparing literally apples, oranges, and grapes.
I got to go gun to the head here. You have to make a choice.
Shit.
I have an unconventional answer.
I mean, I think, fuck me. I think Denzel is the better actor of the three. But man, that is tough. The better career so far is clearly Hanks, because we're still in the middle for DiCaprio, and Hanks is already at the tail end. Denzel is kind of in the middle age area of his career. But so I would say Hanks right now, considering everything, the acting, producing, directing, the documentaries, like he's got his finger in a lot of pies. So
I have to go Hanks as well. I think Hanks is the best actor of these three.
Wow.
I love Tom Hanks, and I would love to somehow get another Tom Hanks performance, like a real classic out of him.
I watched the last hour of Man Called Otto again the other day. He is so good in that film. Whether the film is good or not is a separate conversation, but he is excellent in that movie. I loved it. Movie. Dancing on 60. The Doomsday teaser so far is sleepy to me, to be honest. Well, there you go. You're not alone. A lot of people have been feeling this way.
They're teasers. They're, little appetizers. Like I told you, just to establish, hey, this guy's coming back.
Yeah, by the way, flowers to Jeff. You called the X-Men, and that's what it was. Everyone else thought it was Doom. You called it as the X-Men.
Let's wait and see how this Fantastic Four and the Wakandans turns out. I mean,
yeah, that's the next one.
Not get ahead of ourselves.
Karen Von de Middens, 54. What's up, Karen? Says, to all the great people we lost this year. Yep, definitely. I watched the TCM tribute the other day. Got all teary-eyed, forgetting some of the people we've lost. CC Black 1987. Marvel just approved a 5th trailer. Jeff!
Let's make it 6.
There you go. Why not? Why stop at 5?
Or 7.
Let's make 37. That's how many people were in the chair.
6, 7.
Dancing Dog 60 says, the The best teaser I can remember seeing in theaters was the teaser for Independence Day that had the White House getting blown up. Great effing teaser. Oh, that was a good teaser. Yeah, no doubt.
There's been a lot of good teasers. Honestly, the teaser that always got me, guys, that would make me cry was United 93.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
It's just the radar and voiceover.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that. That movie, I've only seen it 3 times because it is too much. I fucking am in pieces by the end. Chuck_Van, of the two of you, whose New Year's celebrations are going to get more wild between John and Jeff? We could guess, but would rather hear it from the source. I'm going to say Jeff. I won't even be awake for New Year's. Jeff, what's your plans?
Yes, me and Mrs. In Sneider. You know, I think we're just going to plan to watch Stranger Things. Maybe hit the hot tub. I think it's going to be pretty low key. She ain't going to make it to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, let's tell the truth. Doug Developer, what's up, Doug? Best acting performance from a teen/child actor? I mean, Anna won the Oscar for The Piano. Tatum O'Neal won the Oscar, right, for Paper Moon. I'd still say Haley Joel in Sixth Sense. I don't know if there's anybody who's beaten that. What about you, Jeff?
If you were a bird, you think you could fly?
What? What's that reference?
Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son.
Oh, I've never. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
The personification of evil.
Dakota Fanning, I Am Sam. Jacob Tremblay, The Room. Kirsten Dunst, Interview with the Vampire. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah. No, I'd still say Haley Joel. Quincy Ryan, 5832. Happy holidays. Watched The Beast in Me recently. Show was okay, but I couldn't shake the feeling that Matthew Rhys looks like he belongs in Gotham City.
Oh, not bad.
Hey. Interesting.
I do think he kind of would fit the Reeves universe, but I agree that The Beast in Me, my dad just called and he finished it last night and he was like, it was great. I thought it was kind of blah.
We made it through 2 episodes. It's I don't know, man. The Claire Danes thing, dude, I have a tough time with it sometimes. Do you think he could be the Joker? Is that why you're saying the Matthew Rhys thing? Do you think he could be the Joker, or who do you think he's going to be? Who do you think?
I don't think anything.
All right. Cowboys Fan 92. By the way, if you go read his memoir, Viewfinder, you come away with a new look at him as a person and filmmaker and him as a person of color. I don't know who Cowboys Fan is referencing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know who he's referencing.
A Viewfinder memoir?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, it's a book by John M. Chu.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Detailing his journey as a first-generation Chinese American filmmaker. There you go.
Respect. Tom Hiffman. I'm thrilled about the idea of DiCaprio in Heat 2, but doesn't this break his rule against being in sequels? Do you think he's simply eager to collaborate with Mann? I think every rule is a rule when you say it, and then other things come along and you break that rule because you want to work with people. Jeff, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Michael Mann is one of the all-time legends of this business, and he ain't getting any younger.
Yeah, 100%. John Lawless, 4559 says, shh, don't tell my wife, but die, Eagles die. LOL, love the show. Ooh, yeah. Well, they beat the Bills. Say all you want, but they beat the Bills in Buffalo for
fast pass.
Dude.
Skipped it.
That's a man thinking about his wife who's pregnant and didn't get enough sleep. That's what I think. I am too fly cam. Did Pratt and Ferguson lose a bet? Mercy looks rough.
I don't think it looks rough, actually. I'm actually putting out my, 100 or so most anticipated movies of the year. Yeah. It didn't make the cut, but it would have been like 101. It was like one movie. I was like, I'd love to put this on the list somewhere, but it is a January movie starring Chris Pratt. So my expectations may be low, but there's something about the premise that intrigues me.
Okay. Doug Developer 8850. What's up, Doug? Says, love your critiques on the Stranger Things actors. So which teenager was the better actor, River Phoenix or Leo? Have a fantastic new year, guys.
That's not even close.
Yeah, it's Leo. Is it Leo? Would you say Leo? All right.
Yeah, it's definitely Leo.
But I think River could have been an incredible actor if he, of course, lived long enough.
For sure. Very talented young man. But He's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's not. CZ Black 1987 says Campia said 3 sources told him the whole Doomsday movie. He's convinced now it will make $2 billion. Campia also moved Doomsday to number 1 for 2026 based on information. Said he's 10 times more excited for Doomsday. All right.
I mean, I've heard some crazy shit about the beginning of the movie. I'm not going to say what it is, but it would be pretty interesting. You know, when he says he moved it to number like his most anticipated movie.
Yeah, it seems like most anticipated. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, well, it's going to be number 1 on a lot of people's lists, but I'd rather see Chris Nolan's new movie than.
I would agree with it.
Hey, come on.
I would agree with that. Doug Developer says, no, this isn't Spill the Tequila, but it's amazing how much better quarterbacks perform with just better coaching. Johnson, Vrabel, Cohen, but not Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. Coaches matter. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. What's his face said that the other day, Troy Aikman. He said that there's more coaches who let down quarterbacks than quarterbacks who let down coaches in the history of the NFL. And I think I agree with him.
Well, some coaches can adapt to the player and tailor their system to the player's skills, and others are just too rigid and they're trying to, make like a round peg fit in a square system.
Yeah. Buckteeth Bandit says, Happy New Year, John and Jeff. Wishing you both a great year, and I can't wait for the drama as well as Supergirl. Oh, yeah, the drama. We didn't mention the
looking forward to the drama.
Yeah, Pattinson and Zendaya. Yeah, okay.
Curious what it's going to entail.
Chuck_Van, how do you see the hot mic evolving in 2026? What potential collaboration segments, format updates, or anything else you are most excited about? Well,
more nudity.
More nudity all the time.
That's your Patreons only, though, folks.
I certainly want to get more guests on the show. I think Jeff and I have fun with guests on the show, so maybe we can reach, and it's probably going to be me, reach out to these people and try to get them to come on.
No one will respond to me. We'd love to have Drew Taylor back.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes. Drew Taylor, a little animation segment every
month. Yeah. I think Drew once a month would be fantastic if he'd be up for it.
We'll plug whatever you want on the wrap.
Exactly. 34 Virgo says, what is the average amount of films, not shows, that you watch weekly? Also, do you have a category, genre, or actor preference that you go by? Listen, I probably watch 5 to 10 movies a week, but they're not necessarily the new movies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just love to watch movies. It's not necessarily the new movies. Jeff, how would you say?
Sort of thing. Like, listen, a lot of people, you look at the top 10 lists that are going around. It's we gotta have Sinners. We gotta have One Battle After Another. We gotta have Marty Supreme. Those 3 movies, those are cinema. Okay. That's if you see maybe 100 or 120 movies a year. I saw 210. That's where I'm going to come in. It looks like this year 210. You do the math, divide that by 52. That's 4 new movies a week. So that's
4 new movies a week.
What I'm
Pretty amazing. Because you're willing to see a lot more. You're willing to see crap. You're willing to see crap. I'm
no. See, that's the thing. I'm not willing to see crap. What people are seeing and how people are getting to their 120, 150 movies. And I'm like, why are you seeing some of these movies? Like, people are like, Minecraft. I haven't seen Minecraft. I didn't see Lilo and Stitch. I'm a fucking 41-year-old man. How are people like, that's the movies that you saw this year? No.
Fair point. Verse 2304, I'm in my early 50s and have loved pop culture since my first drive-in movie. Respect, dude. Grease, 1978. Hell yeah. But online media has turned fandom into nonstop marketing. It's draining my love for movies and shows. How do you keep yours alive? Well, I like the battle. I like being in the pit. So I still keep my love for movies by being in the pit and battling about them. So that's kind of how I do it. But I take your points, Verse. What about you, Jeff?
It can be tough getting the peek behind the curtain at how the sausage is made. I think that can sometimes affect things, but if it ever affected that for me, I would stop doing it, right? Like, I do this because I love movies, and if I ever fell out of love of movies, I know it would be time to walk away. I agree that, like, again, I just call it like I see it, guys. I see Rotten Tomatoes, I don't like it. I see Letterboxd, and there's a lot of good things to Letterboxd, but in general, if I could snap Letterboxd out of existence, I would, because to me, it's just it takes fandom and then it monetizes the fandom, and it's not the fans that are monetizing, it's the executives at Letterboxd that are getting rich off of your fandom.
It's true.
And I think it's kind of fucked up, and it turns everything into a big competition, and I just like to maintain my independence and stay focused on the work.
Well, the thing is, can't we just say, hey, if you liked it, great. I didn't. And just move on. Like, can't we just do that? Why does it have to be, you're fucking wrong. This is a great film. You don't know what you're talking about. Why can't it just be that?
Because I don't know.
Yeah,
I do think there's a right and a wrong. I think people make
that's nonsense.
Their money in with their time, and if only they'd listen to me, I would steer them to a lot more interesting stuff. But they don't want to do that. They want to listen to an influencer who's drooling at the mouth over the Avengers teaser.
Yeah, but well, all film is subjective, so I don't think there's a right or wrong.
Someone's making money, Aussie 27 Legends. Someone's making money off Letterboxd with millions of users. It ain't the users, it's the executives. It's just corporations preying on you.
It's true.
Blogspot doesn't make money off my Blogspot. For you.
I mean, YouTube makes money off everything we do here. Even though we make a little bit of money, YouTube makes the majority of the money. Paul Hitchcock says, Rocha, with the housemaid breaking even, which it hasn't done yet, does that mean Sydney Sweeney is no longer getting hit from both ends? Figuratively speaking, of course, Rocha. I get the joke. It's a very funny joke. But, it hasn't broken even yet. So I don't know what you're talking about. It hasn't gotten to 70 million. That's breaking, or really, 85 or something like that? Alan Smithy says, happy 2026, Hot Mike. May hat sales bring prosperity. Thank you. We shall see. Matt Sinister McCall, anticipated movies for 2026 are Obsession, Primate, Clayface, and Terrifier 4, which will be the finale. Ooh. On Refn, do you like Neon Demon and Only God Forgives?
No, I definitely don't like Neon Demon, and Only God Forgives has some cool moments, but on the whole, that was pretty disappointing.
Yes, I agree with Jeff on both, although I'm a little.
I love the show. I love the Miles Teller show that nobody watched, and which makes impossible to find on its service.
I hope Primate is good. What are your thoughts on that, Jeff?
I think Primate looks like a blast. Definitely looking forward to Primate. Looking forward to Clayface, just because it seems different to me.
Yeah.
All right. Supergirl. I know what Supergirl is going to be without even seeing Supergirl. I don't know. I don't know what Clayface is going to be, and that's what's exciting to me about it. And Terrifier 4. Thank you for mentioning it, because I swear to God, I've looked at countless most anticipated lists over the last week in creating my own. Yeah. And I didn't see that on anyone's list, and it definitely belongs on mine. So thank you for the reminder.
There you go. Cowboys Fan 92 says, by the way, John, highly recommend Jay Shetty's episode of his podcast with James Cameron. Okay. I liked Michael Bean's podcast episode with James Cameron. That was a good listen. I liked, and him bashing Alien 3.
He says he's not going back to Alien, John. Do you buy it? Do you buy it?
100% I buy it. You know why? Because he is not going to be under Ridley Scott's foot. Fuck that nonsense.
What if he outlives Ridley Scott?
That's a whole. Again, everything is true in the moment when you say it.
Right.
And everything can change because you don't know.
These guys are like 90 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll probably put in as well. You can, James Cameron can never take over my franchise.
That may be true.
Jim Jadu says, John and Jeff, is Josh O'Connor a hot property in Hollywood? I just encountered him for the first time in Wake Up Dead Man and have a crush on him now. Or is his acting as the priest anyway? Well, Josh has been building. If you want to enjoy Josh in The Crown, see that season where he played Prince Charles. He's amazing in that season. There's 2 other films that are out now, right, Jeff? Mastermind and what's the other one that he's building with his daughter? I can't remember the name of that one. Rebuilding. That's it. Yeah. So I think he's becoming a hot property, and of course,
a commodity for sure. I don't really understand why though.
Challengers last year, he was great in Challengers.
He was sexy in Challengers. He had a raw, animalistic, but that's not how he's being cast. He's being cast as kind of like the soy boy.
Yeah, a little nerdy. Yeah.
And I don't like it. I'm not terribly excited about him being the lead in Spielberg's movie, but he is the lead in Spielberg's movie. He is the lead in Joel Coen's next movie, Jack of Spades. So he's working with, Hollywood's elite. So yeah, he is in demand. I'm sold on him.
Okay. I'm very sold on it.
And Wake Up Dead, no bueno to me. The whole franchise thrown in the fucking garbage.
Wow. Take in tries hard, 82-43. There you go. Paul Hitchcock said, I saw one battle 2 nights ago. Yeah, it's on HBO Max now. Del Toro being the most normal and non-idiosyncratic character in that film was not something I expected.
It's a good comment. He's great. I think he's definitely going to get nominated, and I think he definitely has a better shot to win than Sean Penn.
We'll see. The Budweiser 3. Do you think Hollywood and the world is ready for 2020 pandemic movie, or should it be put on the back burner? Happy New Year. Love you guys.
Back burner. Like the world has moved on. No one even likes to talk about it. No one even brings up the pandemic. It's like it never happened. It's really weird, and I don't think
so divisive.
It's not even that. It's like it's not that. I mean, I guess it is very divisive. You're right. It was divisive in my own family, but
yeah,
I just don't know. You'd have to really find what makes it dramatically interesting. I mean, Contagion to me, I was surprised it wasn't on Bill Simmons' rewatchables list, because I think that's a really strangely rewatchable movie. But yeah, I don't know what the 2020 version of that would look like.
Well, you look at Pluribus. Pluribus is kind of an analogy. I think you can do analogies to the pandemic. I don't think you can do a straight up movie about the pandemic, because they tried to do COVID movies, remember? And like nobody fucking watched them. Even if they were on streaming, they didn't get any viewing numbers. So people just don't want to relive it, man. Kyle Ray's 2001 says, Happy New Year, gents. Same to you. I enjoyed Anaconda. Oh, you're the one. And how the cast seemed to enjoy working together. I was impressed by Selton Mello and Daniela Melchior. What say you?
I did like Selton Mello. Melchior, she doesn't really do it for me.
Wow. All right.
I mean, she's attractive, but
she is. Jeff, Paul Hitchcock. Jeff, did you ever read the Shadow 19 script, sci-fi by John Spates? That would be perfect vehicle for Alan Rich.
I did not, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'll try to look it up, Paul.
There you go. Justin Duck, 1652. Is Elden Ring close to filming? They were casting like production was about to start a few months ago.
It's a good question from Justin Duck, as the guy who broke all the Elden Ring casting. I do think that Elden Ring is progressing.
Okay.
I mean, you would expect that it would start shooting this year. I don't know. I don't know if like Sony ordering a third 28 Years Later movie, delays it a little bit, because I don't know if Alex Garland had to like completely written that script, or if now he has to write that.
Right.
I don't know what the schedule is, but you're right. They were casting like this is like a go, and then things sort of went a little quiet. Maybe for a big movie, though, it's like you need to lock up the talent, so far in advance. I don't know.
Yeah, good point. Rich Drees, 4852, 8 as ever going to see that Trey Parker musical? Are we ever going to see that Trey Parker musical?
Yeah, but I don't know if it'll be next year.
Yeah.
I think that thing, it was supposed to come out this past July. Now it's going out in March. I just don't know if it's like going to be a priority for David Ellison, or, I mean, does he take a tax write-off having seen Zaslav do that now? That relationship is really important to Paramount, so I have a hard time thinking that they would just dump it. But I don't know if it'll be ready next year.
I think they want to wait for the temperature to go down.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy right now. Aaron, man, and next year, and fuck, everybody better buckle the fuck up next year, man, because it is going to be a wild motherfucking ride.
Wait, what was that? I just saw come through. It said, what? Deadline Hollywood, Trump wants to unleash hell in 2026. POTUS tries to go full Maximus with a misguided gladiator flex. Okay. Anytime you see the president being like, I want to unleash hell. Can't wait. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Anyway. Aaron Mansfield, 7043. Avatar 3 and Zootopia 3 show the need for international money, especially China. Do we think this will hasten the making of F11 as a moneymaker abroad? I don't know. I don't think so, Jeff. I mean,
I think Universal needed to wait for China to sort of come back to make the next movie. And now that China's allowing movies back in, I think it improves the chances of that Fast movie getting made. Yeah.
Well, Budweiser, any new Fast and Furious news? There you go. Falling onto anything, Jeff? No?
Nope.
Right. 34 Virgo says, any truth to Gremlins 3, Shrek 5, Quiet Place 3? Also, will True Detective return anytime soon? Well, I think that's in motion, True Detective, right, Jeff?
Yeah, we're rubbing all the True Detective casting here on the show.
Nicolas Cage.
Maybe Antonio Banderas. Who knows? But yeah, Gremlins 3, Stein and Lipovsky are writing it with Chris Columbus. That could potentially start casting next year. Who knows? Shrek 5, that's happening.
Yeah.
It's already in the works. And Quiet Place 3 is also in the works. So
yeah. So there you go. So truth to everything. Paul Hitchcock, odds we get to see a surprise Mance appearance on the hot mic or Harloff doing his Mance impression. Mance would be fun to have on the show, Jeff. He'd be willing to do it. I don't know if he'd be willing to do it. We go a little hard
Mance
sometimes.
Very busy. Okay.
Yeah,
you guys want to see me and Mance mix it up. You tune into FYC. I would like to get Christian Harloff on the show every now and then.
Oh yeah, Christian would love to do it. He's always spoken about coming on. So
he's just so handsome.
We'll make it happen. And Mance would be fun too. Maybe we'll do a Star Trek story.
Get Roxy Stryer on this show. I gotta grill her about her.
That's on you. If you get Roxy on the show, great.
I gotta grill her about her new man.
Kyle Ray, yeah, that's true.
And I want to grill Draco about this Torso deal. He got a 7-figure deal for Torso.
Who did? Draco?
Draco.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ken? Wait, who? Wait, what? Mark and Draco. Right. That's right. He did. Yeah, that's right. I read that. For all the stuff he was going through, I'm glad he had a nice, happy ending to a degree with that that news. Yeah. Kyle Race 2001 says, to be honest, I laughed harder at the press junkets for Anaconda on YouTube more than in the movie. Still, I had a good time and enjoyed the meta jokes.
Yeah, if you're watching this show, then I think you'll appreciate Anaconda more than the average person because you're going to get those meta jokes. But the average audience member, I don't know.
Yeah. 28 Vasco says, you got to include Cruz in that debate conversation.
For best actor, like Leo, Hanks, and
Denzel. No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I wouldn't put Cruz in the conversation with those three guys. So I think Cruz is a movie star, right? And he is a damn good actor. Don't get me wrong, but
he's a great actor.
He ain't Hanks, DiCaprio, and Denzel.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah. Would you watch him do Macbeth? Come on. Red 59597. I'm 44 years old. Is it worth it going after a dream of being a filmmaker? I know y'all will keep it real. The new year is coming, so I'll make the decision now. I love this show. Thanks.
I'll put it this way. There's two ways to answer this question.
Go ahead.
Yes, you should go after it, even though you're 44.
Go for your dreams.
Age is just a number.
Right.
The other way to look at it is if you're asking us this question, then no, you don't have what it takes to be a filmmaker.
Right. And what Jeff means by that is that if you can be this easily persuaded to not do it, you don't have the temperament to do it. That's the honest truth, because it's a fucking tough business. AI is crushing everything. Things are getting smaller. People have less opportunity. So you better have walls of steel for skin to be able to succeed and take all the failures that you're going to experience, possibly, if you're going to walk into this thing. But yeah, Jeff makes an excellent point. It's a hard truth, but it's a truth.
Yeah, I just think if you looked at the most talented directors these days, and even if you're like, listen, let's go 10 years ago before you were who you were.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask yourself, is it worth it? And they say, no, I never asked myself if it was worth it because I knew it was.
Yeah. That's the attitude you have to have, for sure. Doesn't mean you can't be insecure. Doesn't mean you can't be worried, but you have to have belief that you are destined to do it. Gil Castillo 976 says, happy early new year. Your show is the best for news and opinions about the movie industry. Thank you. You're right. How would you rank these Chalamet performances? Marty Supreme, Complete Unknown, Call Me By Your Name. I think you just ranked them for me. Jeff, what's your ranking of these three?
As far as the performances, not the movies?
Yes, performances.
Probably Marty Supreme, Call Me By Your Name, and A Complete Unknown.
Okay. All right.
But the movies, Call Me By Your Name, I think is the best movie on that list.
Okay. I disagree. All right. Fantastic 314. I listen to both Jeff and John, but I make the final decision, so I have no one to blame but me. I love you guys. Listos 2026. Yeah, let's get it. Zach Milne talks movies. John Campion knows the Doomsday story. Do you?
No, I know the Secret Wars story.
Do you? Oh,
any questions?
David Pumpkins. Matt Sister McCall says Rhea Ripley said she wants to be in Terrifier 4. Put her in Terrifier 4. She's already ready made to be in that movie. It's a professional wrestler.
I just don't understand the point of telling people, hey, I know this, but I can't share it. It's like, well, then why are you telling us you know it?
Yeah. I'm Two Fly Cam. 100% agree, Jeff. No, put the knives away. So over it. There you go.
Oof, stinky franchise.
Except a lot of people think this was the best of the three. So It's
a
very
lot of
divisive.
A lot of people this, a lot of people that.
Shannon's in your camp, though. Shannon did not like.
Holy shit, these movies. No, thank you.
Eddie Alidi at 9315 says, Happy New Year's, guys. Do you see a path back for Travolta? He's been in the gutter for too long. Thanks for everything. He's not in the gutter. John is doing what he wants to do. It's not like people are going, no, man, we don't want Travolta in our movie. If Travolta wanted to come back and be in a feature film, I think people would give him a smaller role. But John likes to be the lead. John doesn't like to be the ensemble. I bet you could put John, though, in an Expendables movie, Jeff. I'll tell you that. I bet he would do an Expendables movie. But I also think Travolta's doing what he wants to do right now. They are straight to streaming movies, but he's the star of them. And John's a star, bro.
I think that there is a path back for Travolta. And he, like, his old man phase, that era of his career could be really interesting.
I agree. See, look at these films. High Rollers, Cash Out, The Shepherd, Mobland, Die Hard, Paradise City. He is the lead in all of them. He's doing the Capital One commercials, doing Santa, but sending up his Tony Manero character. The man is doing exactly what he wants to do. You know, I don't think he's in the gutter at all. I don't think he's begging.
If Paul Thomas Anderson came to him with that Sean Penn role,
he would do it in a heartbeat.
Or even just a role as one of the Christmas adventurers. Yeah, like I think he's just waiting on the right call from the right filmmaker.
Exactly. Eddie Lydia 9315 says, also saw Anaconda, liked it more than I thought. Steve Zahn was hilarious. There was a great movie there somewhere.
That's the problem, is that there is a really good movie, I think, in that idea, and it's just not quite on the screen. Tom Gormican, you know, is a decent writer. But as a director, there's a lack of execution, because the Nick Cage movie could have been great too, and that was kind of a disappointment. I agree with you that Steve Zahn is the best part of Anaconda.
There you go. Sentai Ranger Donnie says, John Rogue, virtual TrekCon raid. Hello, John, Jeff, and all. Hope everyone is well this evening. Oh, thanks for coming in. Guys. Welcome. John Lawless says, my wife and I is going to see Housemaids for our New Year's film. There you go. Have a good time.
Just remember, juice is a fucking privilege, John.
There you go. All right, let's get to Streamlabs here. Sarah says, hey, guys, happy almost New Year. For Jeff, what are you hearing about this alleged Glenn Powell, Madeline Klein project? I think that could be a great pairing. So personally, hoping for a rom-com. Jeff?
First of all, that Madeline Klein thing is a rumor. True, but the project, I believe, would be the Judd Apatow country music movie.
Oh, right.
I think it's just a rumor that Madeline Klein is maybe being eyed for the female lead in that movie.
Got it. Yeah, I need to chew some gum, guys, so I apologize ahead of time that I'm going to do this. Mike Adams. Mike, what's that?
Chew some gum, too. It's an old piece of juicy fruit that I found in the car.
In your pants. Mike Adams says, hey, happy New Year's, guys. Keep up the good work in 2026. This is a shout out to one of my favorite films of 2025, The Ballad of Wallace Island, which is on Peacock now, people. It is a lovely British film with Carey Mulligan. If you like British humor, then you should check this out. I will reveal this to you. I voted in Critics' Choice Awards yesterday, and The Ballad of Wallace Island was one of the nominees for Best Foreign Film. So that tells me that a lot of people enjoyed it beyond you, Mike Adams. So good shout out on that film. People should go see it.
I am really bummed that I missed it. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
It's on Peacock. If you have that streaming service, guys, you can watch it. Fredtastic314, what's up, Jeff? Fred, he says, hey, Hot Mike, loved the almost Christmas draft last episode. My favorite Christmas movie is Friday After Next because it was my favorite line in a Christmas movie. Ho, 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 motherfucker. Excited for the 2026 anticipation draft, which we just did. Thank you. Kevin _Feige is in here. He said, I don't like how these Doomsday teasers have been leaked weeks before they drop online and the result in them having them spoiled and arrive with an anticlimax. In theory, I think it's a good strategy, but I can't help but feel they have been underwhelming. Well, Kevin, your marketing department is leaking them. I am 100% in belief of that. So you have no one to blame but your own company. Jeff, what are your thoughts on this?
Kevin, what are you commenting for? You have my number. Just call me.
There you go. Samuel says top 3 favorite American directors as well as favorite director working today. What's your underrated film of 2025 that should be talked about, watched more? Minor Companion, Black Bag, and Together. Well, I mean, I guess Black Bag would be my choice there. So, top 3 favorite American directors: John Ford, Spielberg, and Scorsese. Jeff?
Yeah, Fincher, Tarantino, Spielberg.
Favorite director working today? Probably Nolan. Although Denis is in there. I think it's Nolan and Denis, like a tie.
Quentin.
Of course. Talk about brands.
Come on.
Put it on the
Tarantino has a new movie out. You're gonna go see something else besides the new Tarantino movie? Good luck.
That's a good point. Put it on the poll, Juju. Hey guys, it's great to learn from your show. I saw Avatar: The Legend is going to be put on Paramount Plus, right, instead of theaters, which sucks. Why do studios do this at all? Also, how do studios make an ROI on big budget shows on streaming like Andor and Stranger Things? Return. What's that? Return? Was it ROI?
Return on investment.
Oh, investment. Right.
Yeah, the answer is they don't, which is why it's silly to be spending that kind of money on a streaming show because it's impossible for them to justify the numbers.
Well, I think in their minds, they say, well, this is how we keep people subscribing every month and we increase our subscribers. And certainly if you look at Netflix's track record, they have increased subscribers almost every quarter. So it's not like they're doing something wrong. With Andor, I don't know I think the Disney Plus numbers are gone down. I think they chased prestige with Andor, not so much return of investment. And they got the nominations to prove it. So it makes sense.
It's number one on a lot of best of lists this year.
Motherfucking number one on my list by a fucking mile. So, although Task was really close too. Triple S, did John end up applying for CinemaCon? Oh shit, no, I haven't applied for that yet.
Go, Johnny boy.
I'm sorry. I got so much going on in my fucking brain. LG Films 1 got a 1-minute short poem on my channel. It's me reading a poem I wrote over shots of a coast about Dunkirk. An upcoming Shakespeare show, which will be 1 to 2 minutes. How can I contact you for VO work? Jeff, thank you for the advice. Oh, yeah, just DM me, man. Just DM me. You find me on Twitter. Microdop. Hi, Hot Bike Heroes. A lot of great conversations as always today. Thank you. Cheers. Always a must-watch show when I can watch live. Much love to you both. See you in 2026.
See you there.
There you go. That's all the Streamlabs, Jeff. And we got one more, I think. Samuel Litz says, has Jordan Peele ever been good, though? Oh.
Yes. As a matter of fact, yeah. Get Out was very good.
Get Out's, yeah. That's essentially his. At this point, that's his Citizen Kane at this point. All right, Jeff, there we go. That's our last episode of 2025 here for the Hot Mic. Thank you to everybody who joined us throughout the year. Thank you to everybody who joined us throughout the year. Thanks for the lively chat. Thanks for the Streamlabs and Super Chat.
Where are the scoops that people want to know?
All right, here we go. That's right. I almost left without the scoops.
Johnny thought he was going to make it through the year without giving us them scoops.
All right, so on the DC side of things, the person told me this, that DC Studios right now is auditioning every hot young actress in Hollywood for the new female lead in Man of Tomorrow. And this person very much believes that it is Wonder Woman and that they are going to use Man of Tomorrow to launch Wonder Woman. And so when you hear an actress being mentioned as possibly auditioning for the film, you should probably think that that person is being considered for Wonder Woman. There's no other female lead that I've heard, or this person has heard rather, that will be a part of Man of Tomorrow other than Wonder Woman. Jeff, does that pass your smell test?
I mean, it makes sense that they would want to. I think you need to get Wonder Woman into the DCU sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they would introduce her in another movie. It makes sense that that movie would be a Superman movie, since it's not going to be a Batman movie or something. So yeah, it passes the smell test. I don't know. I'm a little surprised by all the auditions. You would think that James might have somebody in mind already, but if he's opening it up to everybody, hey, I'm all for fairness and inclusivity. Do you hear someone in the wind possibly? Have you heard any names in the wind? No, I mean, have I actually heard any names other than just like the names that fans have batted around for the last year?
Right,
no.
right.
I really do think that Adria Arjona would be excellent.
Right.
But I may have to check in with that A-list or that, big actress who with me.
Right.
Check in with her.
See if she got an audition.
See if she's heard anything. Yeah, exactly.
And if she get an audition, she needs to get on her agents to get her an audition. That's a good point. This person now for the Marvel side of things, they have told me that there is a Tobey Maguire versus Hugh Jackman fight in Doomsday. So that is what is being set up there in Doomsday. But I think that's been reported. Well, maybe they said Tom Holland would be the fight with Jackman, but this is Tobey Maguire versus Jackman in Doomsday. So that'll be fun to see when that happens. We've seen Spider-Man fight Wolverine in the comics, so that'd be cool. Plus, those are the old school Fox guys, right? So that's fun too. And Doom has like a female sidekick that also has a mask, and this person thinks it is a female Doom. So you'll get a male and female Doom team to be a part of it.
Mrs. Doom?
Mr. and Mrs. Doom, possibly. Could this be an alternate version? Well, no, I guess not, because we've seen Sue as an invisible girl in that universe from the same Doom. But it could be another Doom, a Doom variant with a female Doom variant who could be that version of Sue Richards in that universe. So could be, but yes, a female sidekick.
Exclusive, could, variant.
Yes. Pepper Doom. Absolutely. It could be Pepper Potts. It absolutely could be Pepper Doom. I could totally see that. So yeah. Why are these guys saying gay? What is that all about? Guys, gay is not an insult. You know that, right? Like, that's not a fucking insult. What are you, 10? What are you, fucking 5? What's wrong with you guys, man? Oh, my God. Straight dudes be raping left and right, but it's an insult to call you gay. Okay, sure. All right. We got some more super chats came through. Sorry, Jeff. Let's get these doing. Kyler Rice says, where's the scoop? What's the scoop? Let's get Harloff on the show. Yeah, we'll definitely figure that out for sure in 2026. Paul Hitchcock, honest question. Is Spielberg still great? Obviously a legend and genius, but starting with Munich and War of the Worlds, it's felt like diminishing returns. I don't know. I thought The Post was good. I like Ready Player One.
Starting with this great movie, Munich, it's diminishing returns. No, you've already proven yourself. This is dismissed. Sorry, Paul.
I agree. Adam Smithy, juicy fruit is the Chief's favorite gum. It's all he talks about. Right.
One
right.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep. Good reference. King Sport Cow, has Jeff seen Doug Liman's Go? That's a good film.
How else would I know that Scott Wolf is in it?
Mm-hmm. Galley Productions, Den of Nerds, more like Den of Turds. Okay. I don't know what that means. Evelyn,
we just read it.
Is that Josh, Den of Nerds? Oh,
I don't know.
Leave Josh alone. Evelyn 53, well, whatever. Is Elizabeth Olsen in Doomsday the female Doom? Hey, maybe. Yeah, that's a possibility too. Doom and female Doom. Could be interesting to see Elizabeth Olsen there as a female Doom.
Ask me tomorrow when I still won't care.
There you go. All right, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Hot Mic. Jeff, where can they find you and subscribe to your newsletter, brother?
theinsnider.com. Hollywood's #1 independent newsletter, the most cited newsletter in the trades that isn't backed by TPG money. Thank you, everybody, for a wonderful year here at the Hot Mic. Thank you, Johnny Boy.
Thank you, sir.
A fantastic job just producing everything, getting me to show up on time, doing the social media, doing the timestamps. You don't know how hard this guy works, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. So much stuff happened in here on, what do we call this channel now?
The John Roca channel, yes.
The John Roca channel. What a channel. Happy New Year. Happy and healthy. Love you all.
Yeah. Echoing Jeff's words, thanks to everybody again for joining us on this journey. We're going into a new year. The show has evolved and grown, and more people have come aboard and enjoyed this. And thanks to everybody who's here, sent the Streamlabs super chats, all the stuff you've done. And please, the thing I ask more than anything, and I'm asking for me and Jeff, is if you guys could promote the show wherever you are, whatever your social media. I don't care if you got 1 follower or 5 million followers.
We don't care if you're in line at the grocery store. Tell the checkout lady to watch
Tell
it.
the checkout lady. All right, post it, because it's a very big deal to post it. We would appreciate that very much if you guys could do that, because it lets people know that the people follow you, that this is something they should check out. Happy New Year to you all. Please be safe. Please be healthy. Enjoy the Stranger Things finale if you're watching tomorrow night. Spill the tequila tomorrow night, and the Geek Buddy's coming up later in the week, so look for that. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of the Hot Mic. Peace until 2026.
These
See ya.
fruit flies.